I know nobody's in here yet, so we're going to have to wait for people because we started late. It happens sometimes. So sniff it. It doesn't matter because nobody's in here anyway, so I can say sniff it. Sniff what? Sniff your balls. Why? Because you need to wash your balls. Why? Because you get Manscaped. Why? Because they're a sponsor. Why? Because they're a perfect sponsor for the show. Why? Because we're a bunch of fucking juveniles who say you should wash your balls. And then if you heard the conversation yesterday, then you really know the type of show you've been listening to. And if you don't, then go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know a lot of people listen to this show because they want to change their lives and they want to reevaluate what they're doing and they want to feel like better people, so they listen to this show. And if you do that, go fuck yourself. All right, here we go. We'll see you in a second. Welcome to the Applesauce on Sale show. This is me, John Simplesauce Applesauce Jones, and I am here today selling all the applesauce to children across the world. But joining me, he is the engineer extraordinaire. He is R. He is B. He is 3. Woo! The one, the only, Winston Marshall with the smooth haircut.
Happy Valentine's Day weekend, baby. I know you're watching. Hope you like the flowers.
To my left, he is the reigning movie trivia schmodown teams champion of the world. The outlaw John Rocha is in the house.
Shout out to Winston's girlfriend. I'll be there afterwards as well. Shout out.
Bringing you some motherfucker. What was that, you 4th round fuck?
Why is the chair next to me empty though? There's no one there.
And
I like the white women too, you know.
Yep.
All right, anyway.
And
Does your girlfriend know you out here not with Mrs. Outlaw?
She's sick. She's home.
And filling in for Bonnie Somerville.
Speaking of white women,
Ben Goddard is here. I love Bonnie. She's a close friend, but I'm going to stop booking her on the show. I really am. I got to stop booking her on the show. I like this is the text exchange that I had with her.
oh please,
I have
Friday. I thought it was Friday,
dude. It exactly was the conversation. It was stop hacking
last week.
Stop hacking my text. No, this is what it was. So. I say to her, I go, so you're in for tomorrow, right? She's and she said yes, I'm in. And then she said, oh wait, you said Friday. I said, you're kidding, right? So I sent her the text from the other day, into which I said, great, let's do next Thursday. Okay, I'm booking it off now, is what she said. Wow. So then this morning she says to me, she goes like, okay, I'm in, that's fine, that's good. And then she says to me, it looks like Thursday is meant, it's not meant to be. I got a job. And I said, I mean, I'm excited for you, but you found out this morning that you got a job for today? To which, you know what the response was? Nothing. So, man. So I don't know if Brett Sheridan's going to play anybody tomorrow, to be honest with you.
Jesus Christ, man.
We really should have used like a stock Friends photo for the thumbnail, because that would have like made it so much better. Like we couldn't even get a photo of her for the thumbnail. Like,
so again, I love her to death, but I can't keep booking her.
Are you sure you're not being catfished?
Maybe there's no Bonnie Somerville. We just have like a doll that actually shows.
Right. It's her assistant that's just constant. Just keep him at bay.
It's
just
Amy
say
Poehler.
whatever.
Have you noticed that Kate and Bonnie have never been in the same room together?
No, they have. They did a couple shows.
Yeah.
Their first one. So anyway, so Shannon Barney is in the chat room. How about
already
get your player in check, please?
Have you noticed that Shannon and Bonnie have never been in the same room together?
I know. Let's see what's going to happen
been
tomorrow.
in the same email together, let alone the same room.
and that is not Shannon's fault.
No, not at all.
Not even the slightest. So Shannon had to go through me to find out, and she'd be like, so I haven't heard from Bonnie yet.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
Nice
like
choice,
the day before the fight. Anyway, so lots of stuff going on today. Very excited to be here, and there's some good shit going down in the world of movie news. Now, look, one of the things too, and the reason we started late, and this is on me. I have been slammed. There's no doubt about it. I have a lot of shit going on, and I forget sometimes to send the notes. I used to have a producer at Collider Live that did it. So they would check in with me and say, "What do you want the main topic to be?" And I'd say this. Doing it on my own, it's like you guys are lucky if you get this story.
Sorry.
Yep.
I mean, that is
perfect.
accurate.
I would rather you do that all day long because it's the reaction. So it's like he had gas. You know, he's like, sorry.
I mean, what I'm shocked by, this is the second time in 2 shows that's happened. This is not a knock on you. They just time out perfectly. Because I don't. If you go and watch the show on Tuesday, it was like, what's your other one? It's like you got a text message, Daddy, or something like that. What was it?
It was Mission Impossible.
It was Mission Impossible, but it was right when he was trying to fix the camera, and you were like, "Yeah, I just can't do it."
It was amazing. It was amazing. But I do want to play something from yesterday because it actually ties into something that we got going on with a great sponsor. So this is from yesterday's conversation. Rocha didn't get a chance to hear this yet. Do we have it yet?
Still working.
You're still working on it.
All
right, you just got to bring it up and bring up he's got the time code. All right, we'll show that in just a second. But yesterday's conversation was a riot. It was a lot of fun. So because of the last couple of days, we just let people know streamlabs.com/the Impressions now are on the $5 tier and above.
And they're that good.
They are.
Also, I emailed our sponsor. The code is now working because some people were in the chat saying the code was not working. They fixed it. It should be good, guys. SEN Live.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it in a little bit though too. But yeah, so we'll talk about the whole sponsor and leading into actually yesterday's conversation because I rewatched the conversation a bunch of different times and listening to Brett doing the John Voight Anaconda. There's music now for John Voight Anaconda.
Is there?
David B made it. It's I have to play it because it's so good because I can't do the actual impression, but I can tell you that the music just alone because you've heard the impression.
A million times.
It's so good. Have you heard you've heard the impression?
Impression of what?
Of Brett doing John Voight.
No.
From Anaconda.
No, I've just seen the iClick. So
well, you'll hear a little bit of it. So just if you go to the time code on the bottom there, RB3.
I got it.
Oh, that's that's good. It already did 21. Look at that. This is it. All right. So this is from yesterday's show, and we have a great conversation that was going down.
Put a little on his finger, and I'm like, he's not gonna put any down there right now.
Did you just actually sniff your start scratching your ball back?
How does it taste?
Yeah,
that's the real.
what is that? Is it Manscaped stuff?
You're married. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, really? Married?
You think I don't still suck my husband's balls?
Oh!
Married. Wait.
Balls?
Keep going.
I think you went a little too far south there.
There's birthdays and there's Christmas.
Wait, RB3, please make a note for yourself, please. Get a sound clip of Ellis balls. RB3 thought that was me.
Balls?
You don't like your. You
Do
don't
not
like
get
your,
a sound clip of that.
You don't like your balls.
You're not going to
You don't like your balls getting rolled in?
No,
You don't like
really?
TV?
That makes so much
That's
sense.
gonna love this.
That's gonna be the timestamp balls question mark.
No, like once you get past the thing, it's like Border Patrol has some questions for you. Stay north of the wall.
I actually don't mind the taste of that. Stay north of the wall.
Don't go beyond the boundary.
Wow.
Speaking Japanese to me right now.
RB3?
You're actually making me blush right now.
All right. Pause it. So anyway, that whole conversation, if you missed it yesterday, it was really good. So we want to go switch on over here too, and that brings us up to our sponsor, Manscaped.
Yay!
So and Manscaped, let me do this. Manscaped is actually awesome. Look at this. I'm gonna put it on because you got to read it. Look, if you guys are listening to the show right now, I want you to take a second and you got to look down. When was the last time you shaved your balls? I know it's been a while. Don't lie. Let's take a second to thank our sponsor once again, Manscaped, for holding you accountable to get rid of the funk and shave your junk. Because look, I'm already getting a lot of tweets and everything too from people's wives who listen to the show and say, "Listen, you start doing this, we're gonna start to follow the philosophy of Kate." And Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below the waist grooming and hygiene. And you,
Yeah.
So you're a manscaper.
Yes, I am actually. I have all their equipment. I got the razor. I got
Everything.
the thing, the cloth, everything. Changed my life.
Well, listen to this.
Changed my girlfriend's
Well,
life.
Manscaped's changing it again because they're changing the game with the perfect package. The 3.0 Essentials Kit is the perfect tools for your family jewels. The perfect package 3.0 kit. It comes with the new and improved lawnmower 3.0. It's waterproof, cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulation to round out your manscaping routine. The third generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology. And, of course, let's not forget about the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits, right? So why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body, balls? When you purchase the new Perfect Package 3.0 kit at manscaped.com, you get the biggest bang for your buck. Like how they did that, biggest bang. Subscribers get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months. Make sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. For a limited time, subscribers get not one, but 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, $39 value, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. It's the perfect package for your perfect package. You're going to get 20% off. 20% off, free shipping with the code SENLive at manscaped.com. Do it again. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Do not forget, 20% off and free shipping if you use the code SENLive at manscaped.com. 20% off and shipping. Manscaped.com. Use SENLive. Your partner, your dick, and your balls. Oh, they're all thank you. So, is this not the perfect sponsor for this show?
I'm looking at this right now. I know I'm not supposed to look at my phone, but you were talking, and so this is amazing.
Yeah, it's the perfect.
It's great stuff.
Yo.
There is no sponsor that could have tuned into this show or fit this show
They
better
found
than this.
you.
Well, because we can do bits.
Fair.
No pun intended. About all. I mean, we could do this if they weren't a sponsor. We could be talking about this. You look at Kate, that conversation alone. I mean, dude. Can you find? I don't know if we can find it. The time clip when he did John Voight but doing a Manscaped ad.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and you walk in, I could smell your balls. It's so good.
Look. I've been writing sketches right now because we're about to start shooting them. I'm gonna write a Manscaped ad for you.
You should.
I'm gonna do it, and we'll film it, and then we can air it.
SEN, we have the balls.
We do because Bonnie never shows up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So this was the John Voight music, by the way. So you've seen Anaconda.
Yeah, I
and
love
how
Anaconda.
And how ridiculous he is in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie.
he is.
You love Anaconda?
I do. There's such great cheesy fun.
Yeah. I mean, it is cheesy
It is.
fun, but
It's a terrible movie, but it's fun.
Right. So Brett does a spot on John Voight, and we didn't have any music for him to do it, and it's becoming one of our most popular bits. And David B. then did this.
Oh. That's great. That's South American Amazon music if I ever heard it.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So anyway,
I always forget John Voight's in that because Ice Cube is in it.
Cubes. Owen Wilson's in it.
So ridiculous.
J-Lo's in it.
I knew J-Lo, Owen Wilson. See, I think I just forgot all the white people because all the non-white people are so extra in that movie. It's hard to forget them. But
oh my God!
And this is J-Lo.
Guys, breaking news: Andre Porter hasn't shaved his balls in 3 years. My God, it's like a jungle down there.
You haven't had a girlfriend, have you? Because that's torture. What you're doing.
Also, how old are you?
Yeah, right.
That has a lot to
72.
do.
It's bushels.
Oh my God! So he's just literally
planting tomatoes down there.
Not only is it dragging along the ground, but you're starting brush
Getting
fires.
the gray down there.
I gotta be honest with you. You're like, your spouse could call harassment on that one. Take your pants off and you probably melt her eyebrows with them.
Jesus. Just hear those monkey noises. As soon as he takes her pants off.
I mean,
welcome.
I thought it was rotten garbage in here. You shaved your balls.
Oh my God!
You fucking Manscaped, SEN Live, man. What are you doing with yourself? He's right now, shaving your balls is so fun for me. Now because why? I am looking at my balls and they're smooth because I'm manscaping now. You know.
Hey, now you do.
I love that is stuck in people's heads. It's been stuck in my head for 20-something years. And people are just like, thanks a lot. I'm sitting there with my wife, and for no reason, I start going, sitting on the bus now. It's like, it's so fucking stupid. I said this I was talking to Ben about this, too. It's like, I realized, and again, this is no slight on anywhere that I've worked in the past, too, but this show, to me, is the real representation of what schmoes used to be in the Toad Hop days. It really is like it's just like the continuation of it. I think because we're kind of setting the rules and making the things rules, and the audience is the most involved. I think it's been in a very long time. So I look forward to doing the show every day. And I'll be honest, that wasn't the case for my old job.
I could tell a difference in that, like, I started coming on at CL like last summer, and so it was kind of the beginning of you starting to transition out, and you could kind of tell you were like, I just drove like a fucking hour and a half.
It just felt like I didn't feel. I mean, not by the people I was working with,
of course not.
But I was like, I just didn't feel like anybody really cared.
Well,
I would walk in, I would do the show, and I would and people on the show, we had a great time, and then left. It was just like, all right, thanks. I'm like,
yeah.
And so it just I don't know.
I don't know if you followed it all, but what Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is Team 4-Star on YouTube or whatever, it's the same thing. There's a point where if the creative is no longer like making you passionate or excited about it, you got to get out before you start making bad shit. And I think that was kind of what was happening.
100%.
You were the passion was dying.
You could see it.
Yeah,
I see it in your face when you came in every morning. I was just like, he's just knocking this out to knock it out, not because he doesn't want to. Not because he isn't dedicated to it, but because he's not feeling the love all around, and it's not working for him. And you can tell there's always a difference in your face.
That's not a slight. It was
of course
it's also it was just different. It was different directions
in
general, and that's ultimately where we landed here. Because I've laughed more on this show in since November than I had since Toad Hop. I mean, so it's like that's what I wanted to do, and like and Brett, this is the most Brett's done in any iteration of any show, and he's finally he's gotten to that place where I know. I mean, you were talking about yesterday. How is Brett not famous? You know what I mean? Like the guy is a superstar.
Yeah, like just not even like this stuff where he's just like so impromptu good, but in his promos for the promo for the Bonnie Brett match is the funniest thing you guys are gonna see. Like I cannot wait for that to air because
it's really good.
He's so funny.
Were you in the room when it happened?
No, I showed him. I showed him.
He showed me the clip.
All of it. The opening scene for the show, the promos, everything. It's really a really good match, and that airs tomorrow. But today, Deep 13 they battle up against Tom and Paul, and again, it's the week of the Den because they're going up against Robert Meyer Burnett's Burning Droogs. So this is going to be a good match. If you are around, we're going to premiere it at 2:00 today. Stick around and watch the new era as it continues on right now. And you can find out all the standings, by the way, if you want to keep up with all the factions and the points and the records. Frank Janish put up all the stats, the updated stats. But I wouldn't go there now because it does have updated stats from the actual Patreon match. So if you want to not get spoiled, but it is the schmodownlive.com, and it has faction match.
I got I don't know if y'all saw, but I got one shot in yesterday because Frank was like, here's Dan Murrell, and he's the GOAT because of XYZ, and he's missed 6 questions in all live events. And I was like, I got one of them questions he got wrong.
You did.
Yeah, that was the Shrek one, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Was the greatest
live
moment.
event?
Yeah, it's the greatest moment in Schmodown history for me. That was fucking. That's my Hall of Fame moment right there.
I was gonna say, Yeah. If you can't win the match, you might as well have
one moment.
It was just embarrass everybody else on the stage. Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
It's like throwing a touchdown the first quarter. Congratulations. Did you win the game?
But you know what Winston did? The same thing that like there are ways, and people have asked me this in Schmodown, how you like. Winston will say it. He's not the best at trivia, but he's already become a star in the league because of his personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what the Schmodown can do for you. If you have a big personality, you can be shitty at trivia. Look at Dagnino. He's like one of the biggest stars in the league, and he's terrible. Although he played well in Orlando, but like there are opportunities for personality, and you cannot have a personality at all and be great at trivia.
The other
then
funny,
be a star.
The other funny thing about it, which
I won't say who's that.
I mean, The flip side of it, to be honest with you,
Well, and actually should probably reference. I was gonna. And I'll laugh about it with him. I was talking about Ethan.
Yeah.
And that's
No,
I want to make sure nobody else
no,
thinks
no,
I'm
no,
with
I
them.
know.
Ethan is because we always joke about how Ethan didn't have the personality.
No.
But Ethan actually has a huge personality.
Yeah.
You get to know.
He just rolled in.
Yeah, I was
does
watching
it.
the free for all that Brienne won, and he was hanging in there for a long like till the final table, and he was just like cracking wise like every once in a while. Like Ethan's funny.
Ethan's really funny. He's really funny. I told you my favorite thing he ever did was when we went out with it was me and my buddy Adam, and we went to the War of Worlds. I think it was a premiere, and we were there. And this is like 2005 or something. And it was the first time my buddy Adam had met Ethan, and we're sitting around. And Adam's like Adam's like he's like us. He cracks jokes and he's crying, and he does it to Ethan, and Ethan looks up and he goes, every time you open your mouth, you embarrass yourself. And he goes back to eating his meatballs. It's so good.
Another sniper.
It was absolutely.
The quiet ones.
I mean, all I was gonna say is I could do well, and maybe one day I will come out of the manager. Oh, and the reason why I say this is for example, I was an understudy, last minute called in for a play, and I had to learn probably 55 pages worth of dialogue in 2 days,
right?
And I did it, so I can do it if I want to. But
if you lock down into inner geekdom, I think that might be true. The overall division,
because that's a lot of shit.
Really
it's a lot of shit, but realistically, the most studying I ever did is me and Eric sat down and watched 3 movies we hadn't seen before, and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of which, I saw someone else ask this, and now that inner geekdom categories can be used in the regular matches, right? Does that mean that regular slices can be used in inner geekdom? I said that makes no sense at all.
That literally makes no sense.
You can't put Sandra Bullock movies in an inner geekdom match because it's not an inner geekdom category. You can put
the closest you would get is Speed, right?
Yeah, right. No, but even that. But you could put Marvel movies in regular trivia because guess what? They're movies.
Exactly.
And so that's why when people, because I got some pushback from some people, and once I gave them the argument that we had, they stopped arguing. It's like, well, how are you able to put inner geekdom slices on a wheel? Is it because they're movies? And this is a movie trivia contest. And because the thing is, someone like Sam Levine, who doesn't compete anymore, right? He was never going to compete in inner geekdom, right? But what if he decided he wanted to study Marvel movies? He can't ever get a Marvel question because he's not in inner geekdom. It's not fair. Right. You should be able to study them the same way that you study Kubrick movies, or the same way you study, Meryl Streep movies. Right. You the volume and the difficulty will be different in inner geekdom than it is in regular.
Sure.
But I always pushed back against that rule. I thought it was silly.
It doesn't make sense because, we all learned this in, second grade. Not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles. I don't, come on.
No, it's just people need something to complain about.
And
It's
also,
a sports league. People need to complain about it. And I'm sure some of the players are doing some of the complaining as well about one thing or the others. It's always the thing. Every year, whatever the rule changes, whatever adjustments are made, some players are going to come forward, be a little more vocal, and be obstinate about it, and then eventually die down with their protests.
I do think what I want to try to do for Inner Geekdom is give the Inner Geekdom players, only if you compete in Inner Geekdom, an opportunity. I'm gonna put a poll.
I think that's fair.
I want to put a poll, and I'm going to say inside of this poll, here are the movies that are already there. And here are ones that could be added. You have to vote on them, and the majority will vote them in or out, and it'll be between all their peers who are in it. So there's no complaining. If everybody votes in Bond and 3 people don't think that it should be in there, well, then argue with your peers. Because it's the peers of just not everybody who's in it. You have to have competed in Inner Geekdom.
You did say something, though, that might be interesting. What if you can't use an Inner Geekdom? What if you can't use...
It might be.
I'm not sure. I'm so processing. But what if you can't use an Inner Geekdom slice unless you're an Inner Geekdom player in a main match? Is that possible?
Say that again, because Bonnie actually just texted me in the middle of it. She canceled for next week, and I didn't get back to the
I'm on a break from this great job.
Yeah.
Can you make it so that only Inner Geekdoms are allowed to use Inner Geekdom slices in main matches?
No.
Okay.
No, because that goes against the whole point. Because again, you don't compete in Inner Geekdom.
I don't.
But if you decided to shock everybody, right? And because we know how much you hate Lord of the Rings, what if you pulled a thing where you're like, oh, I don't want Lord of the Rings on there, but you knew it all because you studied it.
Yeah.
You can't use that strategy if
it's a fair point.
That rule.
Okay.
So I think it's called the Movie Trivia Schmodown. If they're movies, they're eligible.
I think Tyler Perry movies should be Inner Geekdom. I think that's only fair. I want to see nerds floundering around in that category for a round.
That would be hilarious.
Wouldn't it though?
What YouTuber from FouseyTube was in Medea
That's right.
2 Halloween?
How about Carrot Top movies? RB3, let's put on the Schmobot. We forgot the Schmobot is on. So the Schmobot's been giving us a little bit of, she's a little faulty, so we're going to test her out today. Make sure that when you come in here, to make sure you come in to use streamlabs.com/the Schmodown and use the Schmobot. You want to interrupt the show, you can do it. You go to streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. She's been a little faulty, but I'm reaching out to Rode to find out if we can perhaps get a replacement for the good old Schmobot.
Nice.
But we're working on it. So let's see today if she works. So it is on. So go ahead and figure it out. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to that point, Blank Man needs to end up in the Inner Kingdom. Goddammit, there are plenty of questions from that can end up in the
Yeah, like stuff like that, like Super and like Kick-Ass is in there.
Kick-Ass is usually in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Super's you can make a case for Super.
Super. Yeah, that's the one with the Rainn Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and James Gunn. Is that?
Was it James Gunn?
Yeah.
It was
okay.
James Gunn.
Yeah, he directed it.
Yeah.
And Juno. Juno's in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is. She
And,
absolutely is. I like that.
Bill Hader.
And Hater, right.
And Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Well,
So let's
Not
get.
playing
I
the
know.
Schmodown.
Names.
There's a couple things though that
Let that
broke.
be the 5-pointer.
Yeah, there's a couple things that broke yesterday. We talked about it briefly, but it's official though that Rick Moranis is back. Yeah, he's back.
I already did it.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it briefly yesterday.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
someone. I was actually like trying not to bring it up because I knew it would be a big topic that we
Yeah.
wanted to discuss. But someone Streamlab, which is fine,
Right.
Because it is big news. Because he's turned down so many movies for so long for good reason. He was taking care of his wife and then just being a family man. Which is, and then the best news about this is that it was just going to be a Disney Plus movie with Josh Gad, but now it's getting a theatrical release because of Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
So
Makes
I'm
sense.
excited about that. I think the graphics for the most part of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids holds up because there's a lot of good set design.
Yeah, it's a good family movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm excited for it. And with Josh Gad playing his son, like I like that cast.
Do you think this opens the door that with him back, is this a one-off, or do you think that he's back?
I think if
John
Mel
Wick
Brooks is still around, Mel Brooks is gonna try to get him for
Get him to do
Spaceballs too.
Spaceballs too.
What would that be?
I mean, dude, do you
dude,
know
they could
how
just-
much
think with
content
all the
we have now?
prequels and the sequels. Yeah, but all the
And
sequel
all the
trilogy.
Disney
I know.
drama.
I don't know. I mean, I think this took a lot of time to get him out of retirement,
Right.
Just to do this, right?
Surprised they didn't get him for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and I wonder
Yeah, just this year, like
Right.
they,
So I mean-
right, and
yeah.
the kids one, yeah. And I wonder. I think this is all going to hinge on his experience coming back, how people react to it. And he's going to do one of these wide-ranging, incisive interviews with some big magazine, and we'll see how that's received. I think that's going to be the thing if he comes back to do more, because obviously he made enough that he could walk away from Hollywood,
course. Of
take
course.
care
Saved
of his
his
sick
money,
wife
and
till
he
she
could-
passed,
yeah.
and then take care of the kids.
Well, wait. Do you think though, because of this announcement, right? Because this is a clearly a bigger role that he's going to have. So
he was the lead of this franchise.
So this is a big and because of exactly what Ben said, by announcing that he's coming back, then you could shift it away from Plus and put it into theaters because the return of Rick Moranis. But do you
Dale,
think?
firstly, I'd like to ask who your favorite Aussie directors and movies are. Also, please check out The Loved Ones, a 2010 Aussie horror/thriller that's a great watch with a 98 Rotten Tomato critic score.
Well, she's still fucked up.
She's still
you keep. Thank you, Anthony. We're going to talk about.
He brought that up. He brought that up on my stream last night. It looks interesting.
Yeah. As far as I have favorite actors. I can't pretend that I'm going to know. I'd like to see a list of.
Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann. But what's about? Isn't Romero? Not Romero.
George Miller is.
George Miller.
Yeah, Peter
George
Weir.
Miller. Probably up to
Christopher
George
Noyce.
Miller.
I missed part of the question because it was in and out.
Yeah, I thought it said Oscar. I just said Australian.
Aussie.
Yeah.
It said
Aussie. Got
Aussie.
it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, I would say George Miller for sure. And as far as acting, Hugh Jackman. I'm a big Hugh Jackman.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, Blanchett,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Nicole
Guy Pearce.
Kidman.
Only when he sings.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
All of them, I guess. Mainly Chris.
Yeah. So those are all good. But going back to the Moranis thing real quick.
Rachel Griffiths.
The point I was going to make with Moranis is, so this announcement comes, we know, and it's probably been in the works for a little bit. Here we go.
Secondly, I just posted a video in the SEN Facebook group. I think Kristian and RB3 will find some great sound clips in there. Cheers.
Anthony Nugent, you are a madman. Thank
Anthony's
you so
awesome.
much.
He really is. Like,
Really
we
good.
have
Thank you,
to get
brother.
him out here.
Yeah, I want to get him to the free for all.
What do
I was
you
gonna say,
do?
Yeah,
Like,
That's what I want to know.
I was saying, I was like, we need to start a GoFundMe to get Anthony's plane ticket. But knowing Anthony, he'll donate
He's gonna
to
bring-
the cause.
He's gonna fly it
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
on his plane.
I'm serious. What does this man do?
He's who knows?
Why you
but,
wanna
but
question
look,
it?
so so
respect it.
hey, so do you look at that Facebook group and see if there's anything in there? But thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We'll go back to your. I want to put a little more time once we get up to the actual questions when I go through them later.
What was your
But no, Moranis. So.
Yeah.
This has been announced,
Yeah.
obviously, or in the works for a bit. You don't just like say, "Oh yeah, by the way, we signed him yesterday." It's been in the works. Right. So my question is there a shot that he has a cameo in the Ghostbusters movie? Because they already filmed it, though.
I think there's more of a shot of him doing a cameo in the Little Shop of Horrors movie that they're doing possibly down the road here. He could be one of those guys that comes
Post
out.
credit.
Because they
now
can
that,
reshoot
now
that.
that he's
Post-credit
back,
could be.
that'll be a tag at the end, and it won't like
if
it's
they
not-
if the movie if they feel the movie is going to warrant enough for a sequel, then maybe.
I get it. I guess the whole thing is I know that he's a big part of Ghostbusters, but like you said, he wasn't really the lead of that. That was really the
Well, that's why I was saying cameo, though.
But it's possible.
Yeah.
I could potentially see it. I mean, it might even be one of those things that we just didn't know about it on the low, but while he was negotiating
That's
this,
what I
he
mean.
may have already shot something.
It would be perfect, like Lewis moving out of the big city after twice he gets possessed by demons.
Oh, my
He's like,
God.
oh, geez, I moved to this small town and these things are still happening? Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
How was that accent, by the way?
It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful.
Is this the power chair?
I've been
Yeah,
watching
that's
too
true.
much Fargo on TV.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
So
a $1 accent.
but right, that one is $1.
Streamlines.com/Ben Goddard.
I am glad though that he's back. I mean, it's good to have him back for
Absolutely.
sure. I mean, it's shit. He's hanging on the wall over there. So,
He's never done, and he's never left you with a bad feeling with anything, even My Blue Heaven or some of the other films that weren't so quite like SCTV. And he's going to be in the Scorsese documentary that's coming out about SCTV on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
They had a get together. Yeah, in 2018, they all got together and he recorded the whole documentary.
he got to a place in his life that he wanted to come back. He wanted to do some stuff, and maybe
wrong with that.
but not at all. Maybe that's something that he's going to start doing. Maybe he does one. He says, "That's it. I'm done." Maybe this. Maybe Honey, I Shrunk the Kids to me was something that was near and dear to him, and that he wants to come back for it. Or it could be, look, I'm gonna give this thing a run and do like 4 or 5, and then just step back and no more.
Oh, please, Jesus, give me a Spaceballs too.
I know.
Or like, it's not that I didn't love the Honey, I Shrunk series, but Spaceballs for me, that is peak Rick Moranis. That's probably it's top 5 favorite movies for me.
Easily.
So,
the other big news is that Aladdin is getting a sequel. Now they've been sniffing around this thing. It's been talked about. Now it's funny because my daughter, I was like, I was on the internet last night going through some stuff, and this story popped up, and she goes, and I said, Vivi, the Aladdin's getting a sequel. She's like, they already have a sequel, the Jafar one. I go,
She got a point.
She has a point. I said, not animated, the live action one. She's like, oh, how are they going to do that? I go, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the storyline off the animated.
Right.
but you could because
could.
they did the same thing. Jafar turned into a genie, got thrown in a lamp, he's out in the middle. So you could.
Yeah, but that was the worst part of the movie was Jafar. It was so boring and not.
They need to recast Jafar.
If they recast it, great.
Or they just changed. Maybe Guy Ritchie just didn't do a good job of directing him.
They didn't let Guy Ritchie direct that. Like I'm a Guy Ritchie fan, and it's like, why do you hire? And I felt like it could have worked with like the Streets of Agrabah, making like all these. They could have made it like a London heist movie.
Oh, you didn't like Aladdin?
No, I'm just wondering why they hired Guy Ritchie and then didn't let him do Guy Ritchie's things.
Right, made $800 million.
I think the answer to that question is to see if he could do a movie and not do a Guy Ritchie thing.
That's true.
Because that to me was what I was worried about. I didn't want to see what he did with Arthur to do that with it was that Arthur movie, right?
Yeah.
He did
Legend
that-
of the Sword.
Yeah, he did that movie.
It's
with
terrible.
It was.
I'm just surprised
Did you
that Guy
really?
Ritchie.
I really liked it.
It's not good.
I'm just.
I didn't say it was good.
Manson and I
But
walked
cheesy.
out of that
You like
film.
the cheese?
Yeah,
The same way he
it's
likes
like
other
if you
stupid movies.
buy into the 80-foot elephants in the opening scene, then you're in for the movie.
Yeah.
And I was.
And I remember seeing a thing, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it certainly wasn't good.
I just was surprised that because there was a couple different moments. I mean, Aladdin is a thief. I'm surprised that there weren't more like kind of Guy Ritchie with the moments when he's like trying to go and steal.
Waste my
And
money.
I was talking about the Arthur movie. Aladdin, the remake.
I loved Aladdin.
I really liked it, and I was expecting.
You liked it more than the Prince of Thieves or the King Arthur movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Aladdin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I can't rock with that. I'm sorry.
Dude, Aladdin was great.
I thought
What are
that
you
was
talking
I thought that was probably one of the
I-
worst movies of last year.
Aladdin?
Yes, 100%.
Bro.
That was a terrible
Are you kidding?
I really feel like the only reason, not for y'all, I'm not speaking for y'all, but for me, the only reason why it's better is because it's between Dumbo and Lion King, which were such huge turds for me.
Dumbo was
so it just
like
shines. It's
Lion King. I didn't mind it, but again, I understand when there's
Dumbo was trash.
I understand more so saying like, why was that made? Because it legit is a shot for shot remake.
No, I agree.
But it made $1 billion, so I understand why.
You talking about Aladdin? Or you talking about Lion King?
Lion
Well,
King.
I mean,
Aladdin, they did different stuff with. Aladdin, they changed up, and I was nervous that it was going to be all Will. It was going to be Will Smith. That's not the genie. That's just Will Smith. And it in a certain aspect, it kind of was.
Sure.
But for the most part, he made the genie his own, and I liked what he did with it.
I agree, and I will give credit in that for the Lion King. The big change up there is by having Seth Rogen and Billy Eisner and having John Oliver. The three of them made that movie, in my opinion. Like they added a new element to it that we didn't see.
Taking a shot at Beyonce. Damn, dude.
Beyonce is not a good actress.
Damn.
No. I'll say that. The Beehive is going to come for me.
Did you not see
Rowan
Austin
Atkinson
Powers?
as Zazu is untouchable.
Austin Powers,
He's
Cameron.
so good.
Let's not talk over each other.
Yeah, sorry.
What Austin Powers, Cameron, Carmen, the hip opera that was on MTV, Dreamgirls, that was not her movie,
Right.
at all.
But she was great in Dreamgirls.
But that was not her movie. That was the best acting she's ever done, and she's never come close to it again.
Wow.
It was Eddie and Jennifer.
Shots.
There's not a lot of. No, sometimes we always bring.
Good luck, man.
Beehive
We always bring attention. We always bring attention to negative comments in the chat room.
Okay.
I want to bring some attention to the chat room that's not negative.
Okay.
Black Rock Wednesday says, "Who wants to be that 300's like? Do it for your balls."
Hey-o.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Black Rock.
Shave him up. Shave him up.
Thank you so much. But anyway, so Aladdin is getting a sequel. And I think it's smart for them as far you understand why they would do this.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I love you to death, but if you can't understand that a movie that made $1 billion, they're not gonna try to make a sequel on.
For sure.
I'm saying the business side of it.
I get from the business
Right,
side.
but the creative side is where you go, no thank you.
I think everything that everything that they took from the original animated movie was they did it worse, and then everything that they added was absolute dog shit.
Really?
Like the song with
The song was terrible. It was
the
bad
song,
placed.
Which one? Which song?
The one with the girls just like talking.
The empowerment song.
Jasmine?
Oh my God! Again,
What is wrong with you people?
Here's where we'll throw a switch to all you guys, and it's the same kind of argument you get when it's like the prequels to sequels, right? So my daughter, who's an 8-year-old girl, loved that song.
Exactly.
Sang the song around the house, was singing it with her friends. It went to the audience it was supposed to go to, and it landed.
Right.
And it landed hard because that song, I think she even sang it on one of the award shows.
I got no issue with the song. My issue was the placement of the song in the
She's
movie.
singing it in her imagination.
Yeah, organically. It just didn't make sense.
I guess I get it, but I think in a similar fashion, if you're so anti this RB3, I think it's the same way that I can subjectively say I didn't like Little Women. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? I could still look at it and go, I get, like, as a movie, I respect it. If not as a movie, you don't understand as a business deal subjectively how this makes perfect sense.
As a business deal, for sure.
Right.
I don't understand how anybody could see this as a quality movie at all, because I think it's honestly literally one of the worst movies ever made. Let me say this too. I also think The Lion King and Dumbo are also terrible as well. So like that whole year of
Dumbo
was
Dumbo was horrible.
Dumbo started out great, and then went right off the fucking cliff.
He did the same thing he did with Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's that stupid shit Maleficent did too. It's like, here's the story that you know. Cinderella, it worked. By the way, even though you might not like the movies, the formula of Cinderella, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King, all those that followed the actual thing that you knew, whether you think it's a great movie or not, they all made money. The ones that did shit, Maleficent 2, right?
Well, but Jungle Book didn't do shit, and that was different.
But for the most part, it stuck to it. That and Cinderella switched stuff up, but for the most part, stuck with what the movie was.
Yeah.
Maleficent was basically, even the first one, even though Maleficent did make a lot of money, the first one, and so did Alice. But what he did in Dumbo was, okay, here's all the stuff that you love so much about it, and now I'm making a sequel. I'm making a ridiculous Tim Burton sequel, and that's why this movie is
super
shit.
depressing.
Do you think if you didn't see the original Aladdin movie and you just saw the live action movie, do you think you will like this movie at all?
Yes.
Little kids did love.
Little kids
love the Lion
loved
King.
it.
I know that.
Both of them.
The Lion King is different. I'm talking about like Aladdin.
Yes. My nieces and nephews, like the ones that were old enough that we had shown them Aladdin,
because there's no nostalgia for them, man, if they've seen it for the first time.
But for the younger ones, they were like 5, 6.
But I'm saying take out the nostalgia.
Please forgive Ben's trash opinion on Aladdin. Wait, what? It's not Ben? It's RB3? Oh, fuck me. Can't disrespect him. Forgive me, RB3.
You sons of bitches.
Anthony Nugent, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick, do you think this cancels out the Billy Magnuson spinoff that they were doing, or do you think that's still going to Disney Plus?
No, I think that's.
I think they probably quietly just let that thing go.
I think
go the way
Just
it
wanted
went.
to say thank you for everything you do. I am never able to watch live, but always watch the replay after a long, rough day at work. Finstock Exchange is the best faction.
Damn right.
Any news on when Cody Hall's first match?
No news on the Cody match yet. I mean, again, there are a lot of competitors this year, and Cody is still working on the tech team. It doesn't mean he's not going to get a match. But there's a lot of matches that we're going to be shooting soon that we can't wait to announce. Remember, there's also a big trade that we can't announce until probably tomorrow, until Saturday morning.
Ooh, I don't even know this. There's a trade?
No, probably announce it on Monday. I don't
Cody
know.
versus Lon Harris Part 2.
Yeah.
We'll get the studio just going exactly how it was that first time.
There was a big
points.
trade that was made. I can't say it yet.
Okay.
What?
I'll take them points.
Which one? Which one?
Lon Harris, Cody 2.
Oh,
that's
yeah?
also what you remember. That's what got me into the Schmodown.
That's a great match.
That is by and far
It's a
my
great match.
favorite match
It's a lot
ever.
of fun.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun and underrated.
Yes.
I
Went
want
into overtime.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
So by the way, I do like the one. Even though the Schmobot is acting up, I do like how it's almost like the Matrix, where she has to like power through in order to get her point. It's like
Yeah, it shuts us all up.
It's really good. Knapsack's Ponytail says the 3 worst types of people in public. 3, people that bring full shopping carts to self-checkout machines. 2, adults, 3 or more, that walk side by side in small walking paths. 1, people that use their phone or have conversations in movie theaters. I'm with you on that one. I can't stand that. It's like, why are you in the movies on the phone when you're here to watch a movie?
See,
Turn it off.
To me, that's the sign that I hate the movie I'm in.
Yeah.
Is if I pull my phone out, then you've lost me.
You
pull your phone out in a movie?
But wait a minute.
Very rarely.
But no,
Very
but
rarely.
you never should.
I literally only do. I don't pull it out and start using it. If I pull it out to check the time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, but you're just doing like this jam.
Like literally,
and then back.
Yeah.
So I intentionally don't touch it. I put it in my jacket pocket. If I go and I look to see what
looking
time
at the time
it
and
is,
put it. That's a different thing. What you're talking about, what I do is I go knee I'll do it like mid knee, and I'll bring it down so the light can barely see it, and I'll look. All right, 10:40. All right, put the phone back in, and that's it. I'm talking about this guy who's looking at with the phone.
Scrolling. It's weird.
Put your phone down or go in the hallway. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
At the very least, and this is the thing that pisses me off, if you're going to do that bullshit, which you shouldn't at all, but if you're going to do it, learn how to put it in night mode, turn your fucking brightness down. Like, do not interrupt the environment for anybody else.
But that's the whole point. Is like I don't want to see your screen or who you're texting and all that, and or what video game you're playing because you're bored. It's fuck you. Go in the hallway.
It's so arrogant and disrespectful. Just sitting there thinking, you know what? I don't give a shit about anybody else around me. I'm going to play with my phone. Or I've been at a couple of film in outings when they're playing a game on their phone.
That's what I'm saying.
Playing
Drives me
Angry
nuts.
Birds on their fucking
nuts.
because they're on a date or something. They don't care.
Another phone thing I don't get is when you're on speaker, but you have it right here.
Well, because that's where the speaker is.
Then
What do you
put
mean?
it to your fucking ear.
No.
What are you talking about? You don't put it to your if you're on speaker.
No, but I'm saying like put it regular phone and like just.
Yeah, why do you have to be on speaker?
Why do you have to have it on speaker?
When you can put a
I don't
regular,
need to
take
hear
it off
it.
speaker.
No, just on a phone
Speaker like this.
Because it just depends. Sometimes
I don't know.
you need
That one I'm not with you.
I don't know.
Why do you need it on speaker?
I think if you're in a public place and you're on speaker.
Why? Because I don't want the fucking radio waves going in my fucking ear. And if I don't have the buds, you know, that's what you don't want.
That's so strange.
Yeah, I had that. I was at a Greek place.
No, there's like studies on that shit, man. Don't put that shit to your ear.
Sure, but
that's why they have the phone buds. I either do if I don't have my phone buds, I do the speaker.
Then leave the place. Because
I won't do speaker. I won't do speaker in a public area.
Oh, no,
there we go.
Yeah, if you're at home, speaker it up.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care.
what I'm saying.
But like,
I thought
there
you
are
were
people
talking
like
about,
walking around the mall.
No. I hate that.
I gotta meet you over here.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, that drives me nuts. Where was it the other day? Oh no, I was at my kid's karate, and I'm there like I have my headphones on, and I was doing like something for work real quick, and this guy's like, Jim, yeah, we'll send the deal.
Yeah.
Go in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was at a pita place. Is me and this guy, this Hollywood guy who is trying to close the. He's on like loudly on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you trying to impress?
It's the
Get
worst.
the hell out.
I mean, the other thing y'all got to take this in consideration. I used to work for Apple. Sometimes people drop their phones in water and shit because they're clumsy, and that'll fry. So you don't have a choice. Now, that's not the case with a lot of the people you're describing.
You have a choice
but
to leave the room.
Yeah. So
no. But like
area.
for example, he's talking about you're walking through the mall doing that. If you have a broken ass phone and your thing doesn't work, you may not have an option.
That's
right.
fair.
So you never know. All right, let's go streamlabs.com/the Schmodown.
Fuck those people.
Clamscape trimmers. I hate doing this because I'm sure you've already thought about most ideas fans throw out to you. But in the WWF, they used to have qualifying matches for the Rumble, where the winner of a match would go to enter last, and the loser would have to enter first. So I know you chose all the numbers like WWE does, but you say you don't have a specific spot that Rocha and Oyama have entering the FFA for a storyline purpose. What about adding the stipulation of the free-for-all position to their upcoming match? We've definitely thought about that, but the other thing that you have to remember right now is that we're still renting out Collider Studio. So we have 2 Saturdays out of the month that we shoot that we have to get a lot of. So there's only so many matches that we can get in, and it's also a matter of all the stuff that we have to get for teams, inner geekdom, singles, do all that, plus then start saying, okay, this is a qualifying match for free-for-all, and you're also dealing with schedules. These people aren't contracted. It's like who can be there for free-for-all, who can't be there for free-for-all, and it's and there are going to be people who aren't going to be able to be in it this year. There's 40 people, and there's 90 people on the active roster. So, there's 50 people that are not going to be in the free-for-all this year. And then he follows up by saying, I'd like to see the Schmodown adopt more stipulations, a la Ben picking guys next opponent. Puts more drama and intrigue in matches, especially rivalries not involving belts. And screw Survivor Series, Hell in a Cell trivia match, Makuga versus Tom. Yeah, there's going to be more stipulation matches and stuff, too, for sure.
I want a Survivor Series match one day.
I know. People have been definitely asked. Brandon Buck says, guess what, guys? I just used SEN Live code for Manscaped. Lawnmower 3.0. I got it for $78. Thanks for saving my balls, guys. I'm telling you, man, you got to go over there. Yes, SEN Live. The code is working. Manscaped.com. Get it. And, let them know that we got clean balls because of SEN Live. It's always sunny in Philly. SEN fam catching up on yesterday's show, and you need to post a warning about Brett's John Voight from Anaconda at all times because I had to piss myself. I was laughing so hard. I pissed just a little bit. No lie, and I'm not ashamed of it. Brett is comedy gold. It is, it's the best. That and drunk Brett. It's like those two things. That's why he told me yesterday. He's just like, I feel bad that we had to up the thing, but we might have to go to 10 because it's exhausting.
He's going full out.
I mean, everybody's making him do it now, and he's like, it's a good thing for him. But
Tuesday, Drunk Brett was all a Tuesday, and then John Voight yesterday.
It was both Voight and Drunk Brett, and so I think that we're probably certain tiers will be 5 and then 10, depending on how he's feeling. I'm gonna let him set the day when he's here. I'm gonna ask him what do you feel like, a 5 or a 10 today. So I'm gonna let Brett do it because look, it's a good problem. It's a good problem to have for him.
It is.
Delisha Renee. I was way too shy to mention this in New York last year, but I appreciate the community that you guys have built around great fans and introduced me to some amazing creators. I look forward to SEN and Schmodown every week. You guys bring joy to this East Coast gal, fan for life.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. And I'm glad that you could be a fan. Thank you so much. And I'm glad by the way, the Atlanta show, it is, so our capacity, the capacity is 350. We are at 305 right now.
Wow, get on it.
So it is going to be the biggest title match all time. Ben the Boss Bateman versus Dan Murrell, February 29th. And then you got Emily Rose Jacobson versus Alex Damon in an Inner Geekdom match. That match, it's coming up. And then the free-for-all, speaking of it, March 21st at the Globe, downtown L.A., 1 p.m. If you're going to be able to be there for that. We're trying to pack that one out. We're going to look like 40 competitors. Who the hell knows? I was watching it back recently last year. It's so good. It's so good. It really is a lot of fun, man.
There's a lot of really fun moments.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of just random shit. Like the kid holding his own against Bibbs and Rachel.
Oh yeah, for a while. The kid, that's what made the kid a star.
Yeah. The fact that Bibbs lasted that entire time.
Yeah.
That at one point weren't Ben and Guy up there together? Like,
no, they missed each other. It was Ben and Rocha again for 2 years straight.
Okay.
They've had and it was before Ben joined the Horsemen, so they still were continuing on their rivalry because famously in I think Free for All 2. Ben knocked Rocha out.
Yeah.
And then that led to their one-on-one match, to which Rocha won. Okay. So there's been so many stories in the free-for-all over the years. So to be there live for a lot of fans, it was pretty great.
I mean, the best moment, me and them short shorts with the baseball bat
fun.
talking about
that was good.
If you want to get crazy,
yeah.
let's get crazy.
It was really
I
good.
mean, but nothing, I don't want to argue best team or any of that, but nothing can beat the Patriots music coming in at a live event that.
It's
so good.
Yeah, it was great.
It really,
when he showed up,
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did he say? He said something ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Bear Jew.
Yeah.
Oh, no, excuse me, the Jew Bear. He called it the Jew Bear.
I just watched that last night. Dan's reaction to that, he could not get over it. Dan's laughing for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, every time he shows up, he has one of those moments. Geppetto and Triceratops tops and all this stuff. Joel Godina. It's been a while since I've donated, and so I'm not sure if you remember, but a while back, I thought I might have gotten a chick pregnant. I do remember that. Well, I checked it out. The kid is not mine. Let's go. I think I would have been happier if he would have been like, it turns out she wasn't pregnant. But it's like, it's not mine, fucker.
Christian, do it. Hit me with the "You're not the father."
And Winston, we're here today to let you know that you are not the father. There he is.
Hey.
Yeah. Sit. What'd you break? See? What'd you break? His face is too small for method acting. Let's see. And then we get to, congratulations, Joel. Garth McMurray. When Ben fills in for Bonnie, he should get nicknamed Benny. Regarding your sponsor, I like when Bob Ross painted nice manscapes. If you have the Mark Ellis balls sound clip, please play it whenever Rocha threatens to drag his across my face.
Yeah, there he is.
I love you all. Balls?
I love how he thinks it's a threat.
It's a promise.
Yeah. You better manscape that face. I'm going to drag it across there. Manscape your face, Garth.
I heard you're going on Chill to Action.
Yeah, we're March 2nd. We're making it
I'll
happen.
be watching.
I'm looking
That's
forward
going to be the
to
highest rated episode, I think.
No, you think?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Those guys have been great. They've been moderating my chats and things of that nature.
I told you. So you misjudged some of them. You don't think so? You don't think
there
so?
There was no misjudging.
You said they were all horrible people.
They were both legitimate gripes on both sides.
I'm just saying,
we found
it turned
the
out
bridge.
that they're nice people.
Yeah,
okay.
we rebuilt the bridge together.
They're not rotten scumbags like you might have thought.
I didn't ever said rotten scumbags.
But you thought it.
I never said it.
Never said rotten. The scumbags.
C3P Diddy.
I love those.
Rocha, sir, I started listening to you and Matt's Top 10 podcast. Great podcast. I checked out the treasure hunt list, and I agree with you on the Goonies. I don't understand why it's supposed to be a classic. It is a classic, and it's wonderful. And it's he's 45. He was 45 years old when that movie came out. It's
140.
It's a mad world is just spectacular.
Hell yeah, it is. People don't talk about that movie enough. Incredible amount of actors in that film. Very funny film. 3.5 hour chase film.
Isn't it crazy long?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour chase film.
What is this?
It's a mad world. Everybody's in it. Like the Three Stooges are in it.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Durante's in it. Sid Caesar's in it.
Best Picture winner.
Yeah. Oh, no. It didn't win Best Picture.
It was nominated.
It was nominated, yeah. Very, very funny film. Spencer Tracy's last film.
Is it like Dick Dastardly and the Wacky Races?
No, it's not that crap. The men in their flying machines.
It's first of all, Rat Race remade it. That's what.
Yeah, Rat Race kind of remade it. Yeah, Goonies, give me a break.
Yeah, stop it. Staying on streamlabs.com/the Schmodown, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. You can interrupt with the Schmobot. Please go ahead and do that. Joel Godina also says Rocha isn't shaving his balls because every time he picks up his Chic Quattro, he begins to cry. No need to fear anymore, Rocha. With Lawnmower 3.0, you'll be feeling like a first rounder.
Chic Quattro.
Oh, I see. Because of the fourth round. I was like, "Are you doing an ad for
no,
us?"
He went around. He came back to it. But he got back.
Quattro because you're okay.
Bruce Leroy says, "I'm glad you got a sponsor, but how much will it cost me to never hear Rocha to talk about his balls again?" I don't know. Let's see, $3,000.
Yeah,
Tristan the Blurred. I want to hear Obama explaining manscaping to Christian's mother-in-law. $10? You got it. What?
First of all, what's your mom's last name?
Pat. We'll just call her Pat.
Here's the thing, Miss Pat. From time to time, a man might need to, how do you say, mow an area.
Like the backyard?
Sure. It's pretty close to the backyard.
Okay.
It's kind of your side yard,
right,
if you will. The reason why is
Are there still squirrels in the backyard?
Well, you're hoping that the nuts are fine.
Right.
You don't want to be careful about squirrels.
Sure.
But you hope that the nuts are fine.
What
and that's
about the lemons on the trees?
Well, you certainly don't want lemons. If you have lemons, you should probably go to a doctor.
You can make lemonade out of lemons.
Again, if you have lemons,
right,
probably seek a doctor. Right. That's early signs of testicular cancer. Why are there two
Have
Mrs.
you
Pats?
seen Parasite?
I have seen Parasite. You don't want a parasite down there either. That's terrible.
Right.
To stay away from that.
Sure.
The point is, from time to time.
Pencils have points.
You broke me. I completely lost my train of thought.
Let's see. That's like a re-sequel of Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah. Seth Bayless. Hey, all. Sorry to keep pressing, but wondering if you saw the T-shirt design I sent to the Schmoes Gmail a few weeks ago. Excited to see RB3 react to his design, hoping he digs it. So with all the talk about Manscaped, I've been wondering, where's my foreskin? Oh, good call.
Yikes.
I don't remember the T-shirts. Did we see the T-shirts? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
I'll have to look into them. I have to check the email. I have to check, Seth. But yes, as far as
was it the disrespectful thing you sent me before?
It might have been. Maybe that's it.
Maybe
we did see it. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Accuser of the bagels. I've been a $10 patron from the beginning. I've always felt that I'm totally getting my money's worth. It's becoming better and better. Thank you all for all the wonderful content. Next year, Ben is going to be a higher round pick than Rocha.
Ooh,
there you go.
That's doubtful.
Well, let me tell you something with the $10 patron. We've seen a huge increase in the patrons because of what we're going to be able to do. I think I'm even aiming for, I'm going to try. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to aim for 2 live streams for February. So the actual February 29th, and I'm going to aim for one on, not February, March for Free For All March 21st, and I'm going to aim for one on March 7th also. I'm going to aim for a
like an in-studio live stream?
For I'm going to try to close off. Basically, we do our whole taping days, and I think like the last match of the day, I'm going to do a live stream.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Is it like the throwdown? Kind of like the throwdown?
I think so.
Cool.
So I think basically what we'll do is and that way. So if you're a $10 patron, you if you want to just get the, let's say it won't be, but let's say it's Rocha versus Oyama is what it is. So you can just get the full on purchase if you want. I'm not a patron. I'm just going to get it for the $4.99 or whatever it is. But if you're like, well, I'm a $10 patron, I get that, and I get the free for all. So it's right. We're making sure that the $10 like it's going off the WWE model of like no matter if we live stream 4 times in the month, you get it at the $10 and up.
It's so worth it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we're making sure that was something we wanted to give back to the fans this year. So we're doing it that way.
Yeah.
Matthew Z. Reed, he says by Monday, expect a Charles song. You know why? Because I can't get Now You Know out of my fucking head. How you doing now? You know, much love to you fucking degenerates. Now you know. Matthew Reed doing a Charles song is incredible.
You know Matthew Reed wrote the swag.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
We talked about it
yesterday. Yeah, we gave it props.
Oh, you did yesterday.
Yesterday we gave it props. Yeah.
Billie Eilish's Bond song is coming out today too.
Okay, you want a cookie?
Yeah, just talking about songs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we had a shit on his face for that one. But
you want cookies? You want more cookies?
I do think you got a little more excited than the rest of us, but that doesn't mean that we should.
Like I said, after her thing at the Academy Awards, I'm excited for it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
That's fine.
Well,
dumb motherfucker.
Suge Knight 323. So I sent my girlfriend a message that I wanted to order Manscaped because I wanted my balls to look like Kate said she does for her husband. My girlfriend said only if she gets to lick my ass too. Whoa, look at this.
Ew.
Rocha, how do I respond? Also, check out Ben. Twitch. Also, check out Ben's Twitch for great content.
Fuck you, RB3.
That is it. No, but I'm just saying that I don't know if that's the one that I'm saying F you RB3 because it's a really weird transition. Rocha, what do I say when I want my girlfriend to lick my ass? Oh yeah, by the way, check out Ben's Twitch.
Related content.
I've got an ass licking story if you want to hear it.
Here we go.
2 minutes.
I don't know if I want to hear it.
All
right. Way back
you want to timestamp this?
Yeah, way back in the 90s, I was dating this Filipino girl. She was a sister of a friend of mine who was dating a girl at the time.
I'm already off.
In the army. We go out on this date. I go and take her back to her house.
Yeah.
And this is a weird situation. She starts to perform a little oral sex on me. And at the time, I wasn't a fan of kissing someone after the oral sex.
Oh, okay.
So she came up on me after she'd finished and she's like, tried to kiss me. And I was like, I'm not feeling it.
She stuck her ass in your face.
Then she goes, if you don't kiss me now, I'm not going to let you lick my ass in the shower later.
Oh.
So when she went to the bathroom, got up, put on my clothes, and left.
You left.
I left.
Okay, that's
And this is before cell phones. So she had to call me like when I got home. She left a message on my
used to
telegraph.
I was going to say they sent pigeons out.
smoke signals.
I'm coming home.
Better yet, he comes home. There's a cave drawing on the wall that said like, "We're done, John Rocha."
We were done when I left.
Oh my God.
Stop.
I put on my animal pelts and I got the fuck out of there.
Hey, Rocha, I got to be honest with you. You know, there's things sometimes that you're going on in your head. Leave the cage door shut.
I was not ready for that.
Where'd you go? Stop.
Apparently neither was he.
I was not. That was crazy.
Garth McMurray. Ideas for Manscaped sketch ads. 1. Winston or someone spoof Wesley Snipes as Blade using their blades. 2. Someone spoofs The Rock in Skyscraper, but it's Manscaper, and an accident using a razor to manscape. He cut off a leg, but now he uses Manscaped. I like the creativity.
Yeah. What about Wolverine? You got to use Wolverine.
Yeah, I like the
RB3,
creativity.
you know that shit that.
Oh yeah, his.
You know, there was somebody. I don't know if he still listens to SEN, but he used to listen to Collider Live, and he used to do those animations. He did the They got to do an animation of that story, of that ass licking story. They got to do that. Got to do that. Even have Richard chime in at the end.
You're not concerned about your mother hearing his ass licking story.
My mom?
His mom.
Oh, she
his
probably
mom.
heard. My mom, at this, no, that's my mother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mother's. There's a lot of stuff that you guys talk about on the show that I don't like. That one I really didn't like. She probably tunes out at this point. Like she even said to me, I felt like Richard at one point, because she said to me, she's like, I explained to my friends what's going on with like the Schmodown, and the ones who come there and they were there in Orlando, they get it. And that one's easier to explain, but I just don't know how to get them to get into SEN. Like, that's where I was like, I know, Mom.
It's literally why I've never told my mother.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, even yesterday with Kate, that was amazing. All right, C3P Diddy. Ben, I got to keep you on your toes, so here's a 5-point question.
Uh-oh.
In Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
okay,
name one of the two actors who plays as the vegan police who takes away Brandon Routh's character.
That's not a 5-point question.
Oh, wait, the vegan police is
name him.
Rocha, take it if the bandit misses it.
Okay.
It's Clifton Collins and oh god,
It's definitely a 5-pointer. I'll tell you that. Right
it's the Punisher, Thomas.
4, 3, 2.
I can't get it.
1.
Thomas Church.
Church.
Thomas Jane.
Yes.
Thomas Jane.
But I will challenge.
That's absolutely a 5-point.
I will challenge your answer.
I could have got that one.
Clifton Collins Jr. is the right answer.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So you would have gotten a 5-pointer.
I
It's a 5-pointer. It's the same point when I was trying to tell you guys. It's like for anybody who says that's not a 5-pointer, it's because you've seen that movie at least more than once.
I checked
close.
my nerdy privilege right after I said it.
Yeah, I saw that movie once.
That's a harder 5-pointer.
I wouldn't remember that shit.
5-pointer,
Yeah. I mean,
my
your 5-pointer was hard.
harder, yeah,
well,
yeah.
but again, for you, yes, absolutely. Bibiani gets that in his sleep.
I got it. When he told me I got it,
you would
it
get
was
that.
easy.
Because, again, different generations.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing. Like, so,
How old is Bibiani?
Bibiani, but Bibiani's probably...
He's also a horror buff.
Yeah, he's a horror buff, so he knows all those movies. Bibiani, not so much because of necessarily age, because of his knowledge on overall classic cinema, right?
Yeah, he's
Alonzo Duralde gets that like that.
Yeah.
There's no...
You weren't there for the horror exhibition. They were asking some abstract fucking questions, and Bibiani was getting all of them.
That's because a lot of horror, too, like, you have a couple of A-listers. For the most part, it's a bunch of random-ass people, because I guess part of it is it's like torturing souls you never heard of before.
Right.
So following up, Nico Suave Rigoli says, Kyle Grandinetti, Marisol McKee, and myself live all the way in Pennsylvania, and yet we've attended more Schmodown-related things than Bonnie has. Hashtag disrespectful. Hashtag where's Bonnie? Hashtag Kristian, let me hear Gandalf reacting to Dagnino versus Burnett from season 6. Let's see. That match was what they call in the wizard world a fucking embarrassment. It was horrible, disgusting, vile, and that was just Dagnino's pants.
I have to watch that match. I haven't seen it.
It's hysterical.
You don't have to watch it at all.
It's pure comedy. It really is.
Watch two turtles wrestle. It's the same thing.
Prince that wasn't promised says, I just got my Manscaped kit. Can't wait.
Just that fast?
Yeah. Wow. Just a question. Oh, we probably it's 2 days ago when we debuted it.
Yeah, it's our second day doing
that. Yeah, just got my Manscaped kit. Can't wait. Just a question: what makes a live event, live audience, or live stream? Wasn't Guy versus Merle a live event? Then he missed more than sixes. No. So live event is when. So a live stream is taped from the studio. A live event is when we have them at theaters. And when a crowd comes out to watch it, like the live stream is, if I guess you could call it, I mean, we did the collision as it was a live stream event, but it's not. The live events are like at the theaters in front of like a live.
It's
crowd.
completely different. Yeah. The vibe, like, to be honest with you, it's part of it is my actual trivia knowledge, but the other part of it is completely different playing in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah.
And even the entrances versus just like we're all in the studio together.
I love the live events.
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it.
Because the fans really kind of take you to the next level.
Right.
Their enjoyment of it. Because, I mean, the same people come to see, and sometimes it's your people have already seen you, your friends or whatever, or people in the sphere. So the vibe isn't as powerful. But when you're there, it's for the fans, and they carry you through these matches. Yeah. They're incredible.
Although the studio matches have been becoming more exciting over the last the last year or two, because what I have noticed is as the new competitors come in and their new friends come in and everything too, it shifts as far as like anything else. The excitement. The majority of the audience are people who are either sophomores or rookies, and then the old vets are walking around for certain matches. And then there are certain vets that will come in for a match or two and then take off. There's other vets coming for the match to leave. Then there's other vets who just stick around and like Bibiani will be there for like the whole damn day. He's starting to come back around again and get the love again.
It's true.
My favorite thing by far is watching those old vets, but in particular Rachel Cushing, where like you literally just happen to walk, like she walks in the room and someone is like, "Who are the vegan police for Scott Pilgrim?" And she's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, you just never off, like ever.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's why best. There's no one that touches her overall knowledge.
Yeah,
there's no one that touches her overall knowledge, no doubt. Haskell 420. Do you love your cock and balls? Is your wife, girlfriend, and your friends with benefits not to go down to you anymore? Then it's time to Manscaped. Go get your cock and balls smelling fresh and smooth, and she'll be back between your legs, giving you and receiving pleasure 24/7. Use the hashtag SENLive at
This is amazing.
It's perfect.
Literally have not had to write another ad because anyone is doing it for you.
People, any one of our audience knows that this is the right sponsor. Anthony Persak just wanted to say thank you for all the content and keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Anthony. 50 Shades of Geek follows up and says, it took me a while to figure out how Streamlabs work, mostly because I'm stupid. But I said to myself, I finished high school, I figure out Streamlabs. When Christian said my name yesterday, I yelled, success! Well, thank you, 50 Shades of Geek. And we appreciate you figuring it out because, for those people, look, Super Chat is fun also if you're able to do it. It takes 33%. YouTube takes 33% off, as where Streamlabs doesn't. So that's why a lot of people come through Streamlabs these days, and especially when you can interrupt via the Schmobot at streamlabs.com/theschmodown. But thank you, 50 Shades of Geek. I am Steve Rogers 420.
Ew.
Christian, you and the whole SEN crew, you're just amazing. Just as amazing as my balls feel after a great manscaping session with Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0. Thank you so much for the balls-to-walls conversation and making me laugh like a lunatic at work every day. Well, that's the goal, right? That's the goal, is to have a fun kind of comedy show. And the question is, would you guys want to listen to it on the way to work or the way to the gym? And that's kind of the main thing.
The fact that I listen to this show when I'm not on it says something, because I'm narcissistic as fuck.
Yesterday's show, though, that was a riot, dude. It was really funny. Anthony Nugent put in Schmobot, Sir Lord Attenborough. Hey, all. Be glad when you're not in Chicago today. It's been snowing for 18 hours straight, and we're going to have temperatures of 1 degree when I get off work. Great. Still won't stop me checking out RB3 in the meaning of. Search First Cut on YouTube. Hashtag balls. That's the truth.
See, that's the kind of post you want to fucks with. Not the ass licking post.
Oh, no, but yesterday, like every other post was like, check out the meaning of. On the
it was pretty great.
We picked up like 100 subs yesterday.
Did you?
That's
awesome. Are you going to dress up like a clown still?
I am.
Okay, good.
I just got to find the right day.
Right. Don't do it on Halloween.
No.
It's lame.
Before then.
I mean, if we're going to start doing that, then,
do it on like Thanksgiving.
Check out Blurs in the Hood, y'all. Come on now. If we're going to do that, Blurs in the Hood.
Anthony Nugent also put in another amazing Snowbot.
Thank you, Anthony.
50 Shades of Geek says, since you probably don't remember me, I'm the idiot that made the soundbite video a year ago, and I had a rough year. My life was a disaster. And when you showed that video on Collider Live, everything changed. Let's see, I was on the edge of suicide, but seeing you, Roxy, Brett, and Josh laugh at something I made, plus the overwhelming positive response from this amazing community gave me a new reason to live. Thank you, Kristian. You're the reason I'm still here. Well, thank you. It's always messages like that that make me go, holy shit, like this actually it does mean something. So and then again, not to throw shade, but like fart jokes and commentary, they mean things to people.
Yeah.
So they mean things to people. I'm just saying.
You're
Like, so,
absolutely right.
Can we
And
not
guess
shake the
what?
table?
And guess what? Chris and I could break down a movie and analyze the F out of it just as well in between fart jokes.
I'm gonna take away from that. I'm gonna go with RB3. Yeah, stop shaking the motherfucking table. Ain't no little wins.
Don't shake
Ain't
the
no more
table.
little
Sorry,
wins in
guys.
this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I'm just saying though, like you can tell that's why I think everything, no matter what it is, and I also
Is important.
On the flip side of that, like so. Panels and conversations and interviews with celebrities, and those also mean things to people because it inspires people. There's everything inside of what people do on this space or in general can inspire people one way or another. So I think that's exactly when I see messages like that. It's really humbling. Thank you so much. Okay, so then let's keep going here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Talking to Shonuff, one thing that the Schmodown is missing are yin yang commentators. When I watched WWE, my favorite thing was when they had guys like Heenan, Piper, Ventura calling the matches. The Schmodown is people that are too nice and complimentary, even if the player who lost really lost. I don't disagree with you. I always wanted to get the Bobby the Brain Heenan or Jesse Ventura McMahon type of thing. Not everybody can do it. And the thing is, you're a manager.
I know.
The thing is, like, I mean, Ken is too, but Ken was the closest.
I just don't know what they mean. Can you explain what they mean by yin
So
yang?
yes. So Jesse Ventura and like Gorilla Monsoon were like to me the best commentators all time. And Jesse Ventura was like a heel commentator.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And where Monsoon was way more like, he was always on the side of like the good guy and everything too. But they complimented each other because and same thing. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan were also just amazing. You know who I think could probably do it? Kaiser. I think if you put Kaiser on with somebody because it does, because I think I get a lot of people and a lot of competitors who are very talented in general that want to do the commentating, but it's not as simple as just calling the match.
No,
that's
it's not.
That's the thing. It's like you can call the match, but a lot of people they don't like. And I've seen people who have asked me to be on the desk before I've done it. They kind of laugh off the storylines a little bit, and they don't really not as invested. Like I kind of think that's what this means, and that goes against my creative in general. So it's like I would love to get more of that. I would love to get more of that heel and find that dynamic. But we got to build.
Once I retire, I'm gonna bother you until you let me do it.
You can do it, yeah.
You do have to find the right match because like it would be surprising coming from like, Mark and Emma on the desk and they're always so nice, and then suddenly like Rocha's on the desk like, I shouldn't have missed that. That was easy as hell.
Well, but it just depends. That's more about the character.
Yeah.
That's more of how the character is because if you would put the Outlaw on the table in season 3, then you would expected him to be that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Andrew Guy, like if you put Guy last year or Kalinowski. Kalinowski actually, honestly, was probably when he was on the table when we called the Inner Geek the match, he did a really good job. So what I need to do is I need to find someone that is going to be able to hit and stay in character on table the same way, because like even Ken sometimes when he's in heel, when he's cutting his promos, he's in it, but when he's on the table, he's still Ken.
Yeah. I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right, let's move on here. So let's see. SEN fam, Rocha. This is from It's Always Sunny in Philly. I saw your Twitter review of The Invisible Man, and I'm very excited to see how much you seem to like it.
Yeah.
A lot of social media reviews have been really positive, which is great because I was really looking forward to the film. What was it, like a special screening or something?
Yeah, they had some. Lee Winnell tweeted about it. He said, "I'm going to L.A. to see some screenings of my film," and I was like, "Wait, what?" So I went out to the publicist and said, "Hey, when are you having these screenings? I heard these screenings." So he's like, "This is what we have." I was like, "Oh," so I slid in and got into one of those, and then we were told we couldn't talk about it until the 24th. But then he had a special Australia-only press screening, and he said, "You all can tweet." So they got the tweet, so everyone else got the tweet. So I was like, my stuff was on deck. It is such a good movie.
I thought it was gonna be, man.
Yeah.
Sabrina from the First Cut podcast.
Yeah, heard of it.
Subscribe. She said it was really good too. She went to the press screening, said she really liked it.
All right. Well, Joel Godina, what's that?
Sorry, she's also going to have an interview with Lee Winnell coming out.
So. Oh, okay, great.
Nice.
Joel Godina, putting in my 2 cents. Arthur was cool but it tried to be some. Arthur was cool. It tried to create some lore. It took me 2 viewings, but it's a decent movie, and I'm with RB3. Take away the nostalgia factor, and that movie is shit. All right.
Thank you.
50 Shades of Geek. Oh, he did that one. B. Arthur can get it. Just wait until I get my hands on that Manscaped trimmer. Y'all thought B could get it before. Look at you. Joaquin, kind of like Phoenix. Thank you for all you do. Been a fan for over 10 years now. You guys, Stuckman, Johns, Flick Pick, have been with me through all my dark moments. Question, will we ever get the Benoit biopic? Which wrestler should get a biopic? For me, Vince or Andre? Well, Vince was supposed to get one, but it's going to be done by WWE Films. So to me, it's just kind of like a cotton candy nonsense.
That's like Fire Festival doing in a documentary.
Yeah, it's cotton candy nonsense. But to the same tokens that they're supposed to do the Hulk Hogan one with Chris Hemsworth, I don't know what's happening with that. That was also supposed to be around. Hogan was involved, even though it'll be cotton candy. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah.
But I think that the Benoit one, because at one point, it was supposed to happen. I don't know whatever happened.
Well, it's a tough one to tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Andre one on HBO was kind of a puff piece,
but that was
too.
a biopic.
Yeah.
No,
the documentary.
I mean, not a biopic. They're asking biopics.
Biopics.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah, okay. The Benoit biopic would be very difficult to do because of that ending.
Oh my God! Does Chris Hemsworth like shave a bald spot?
Well, I mean, he's gonna do it from up until like 85.
Hey guys, loving this show today. Christian question: you don't have to say who, but has there ever been a retirement in Schmodown based on storyline, or has it all been for legit reasons? Just curious. Keep up great work. Thanks.
Yeah, all the retirements have been pretty much legit. The only one that I think that not pushed towards, but I understood why he wanted to take a break was Riley the first time too, and I think Riley maybe wanted to come back a little earlier, and I said, "Why don't you just wait a little bit." Just wait a little bit, and we found the right time for him to come back. But no, I mean the Merle one threw me off completely.
He didn't tell you about it.
Didn't tell me about it. That one threw me off. And then what was? I mean, Rachel and Clark. Obviously, that was planned. So they were all planned.
I was going to retire on him in Orlando,
which I heard that stupid thing on. That would have been. We would have had some beef.
Yeah,
he
would have been so mad.
The way that you because out of all because people have done that stupid shit in the post interviews before when I'm talking to me before, and it's like. And I'm not talking about.
I would have told
you
different.
It was a different type of storyline at that point, especially because we had something else planned. We did. And to go completely off and do that, we would have had problems.
Well, because that's quitting. That's quitting with no 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. But V. Arthur can get it. Says that
not getting paid.
You know better, ass nigga. You know better.
Anthony Nugent.
What is happening?
Anthony Nugent, who put in a schmobot. Kyle Vanador said one also. Let's see. Salma. I'm excited for that sequel of Aladdin. I have enjoyed relatively all of the live-action Disney remakes. I wanted to ask you guys why you think there is such a backlash. I grew up with them, but I'm still able to separate the two. Can't people just enjoy it? I think that the reason, there's such a backlash between certain people who enjoyed the original animated films and other things. I think that for the most part, the majority of people, hence why they made so much money, the successful ones, people did like them a lot.
I don't know. I don't have any attachment to the original films. I just think they're terribly made movies. And I mean, you look at the Rotten Tomatoes; they're like all like leveling around 50%.
Well, what's the audience score?
I mean, audience score is high, but audience score for bad movies, audience score for Transformers movies are usually higher too.
But that's exactly. And some of those Transformers movies again make a lot of money.
But they're terrible.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But what she's asking to like why like she's coming from a casual point of view. You are a director. You are a film student. You are someone who analyzes films. You're someone who dissects films.
Yeah.
She does not do that. She is someone who's going in saying, why can't people just go and enjoy it? Because that's the separation between the perfect example, the Rotten Tomato score and the audience score. The Rotten Tomato score represents RB3's point of view right now, and the audience score represents this lady's. So that's what happened.
I think there's two things going on. I mean, the first is the obvious cash grab. Nobody likes to see that they're getting played, and I think that that's clearly what this is they did like what Maleficent started this. And from that point forward, they were just like, yeah, we're just going to do it with all of them. And everybody, some people are just like, man, fuck y'all for this. But I think that the flip side of it is her argument is essentially the Star Wars argument. Yeah. Like you say about the prequels all the time. You're like, that wasn't really for the people that were in love with the trilogy. I mean, yes, it was a
trilogy.
continuation, but like,
but it wasn't. It was
for the
meant
kids
for
in
kids.
7th grade
Yeah.
that were like, oh my god, like in the same way that this sequel trilogy, which has its own problems, but like it's for your daughter who like.
I don't know if that necessarily is the case though. I think that's one of the big problems with the sequel trilogy. I think that it didn't know who was aiming itself for it. I think that the prequels did. I think the prequels knew that it was aiming. Not everybody loved them, but it knew that the audience it was intending. It's like. Say what you want about George Lucas. I think that the directing and the dialogue in those movies are terrible. Yeah. But he knew who he was aiming his movies for. Yep. He knew exactly who he wanted those movies to be for, and they were for children. And children love those movies, and they grew up with them. And that's why those children today will defend those prequels into the ground because they have that nostalgia effect. Yeah. These movies, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying there's not that attachment. There very well might be. And you're right. My daughter does she doesn't like Last Jedi, but she loves Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the biggest group of people that walked away from these loving these are all these Reylo people or whatever it is.
That's not true at all. I love, except for the last one.
No. I'm
talking about just Rise of Skywalker.
I'm saying that universally that they have no beef with the trilogy.
Where's Bonnie? We've been asking every day. Where's Bonnie? She doesn't show up because she wrote down the wrong date. Where's Bonnie? Ask Ben. He hasn't heard from her in weeks. Where's Bonnie? At this point, the match might be Brett versus a tree. Maybe.
Oh my God! Wow,
nicely done.
That was a good one.
Nice poem.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but tomorrow's match is interesting. All right, let's get to the next one here. This is 50 Shades of Geek. Also says, I don't have a podcast to promote, but I heard RB3 has one. Have you guys heard about it? I forgot what it's called.
It's called the Meaning of Podcast.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you can find it on all streaming networks.
Sir Lord Attenborough is becoming a very popular person.
Love it. Thank you.
If money and time are no option, what would be your dream vacation spot? You can have been there already. Got to be new. My pick is New Zealand. Kristian, Rocha, Winston, Ben, RB3. You're all fantastic at what you do. Thank you for everything. Hashtag SEN Live. Probably Italy. Yeah, I've never been to Europe before. I'd like to go to Italy. Spot. Yeah, I want to go to Rome.
Rome sounds fun.
Yeah,
I'm with him with New Zealand because I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. So I'd like to do the path and everything like that.
Didn't I send you to New Zealand?
No.
Who the hell did we send to New Zealand? Somebody.
Australia. You sent me twice to Australia.
Okay, somebody sent to New Zealand.
I want to go back to Japan, but I kind of want to go to Greenland. Or is it Iceland? I was confused.
Iceland.
I think it's Iceland.
Speaking of green, how about the Green Knight?
Hey!
That trailer, man, the Green Knight. That trailer looked. I didn't know what the hell it was, but A24 doing this kind of fantasy. But like, what is it? I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Arthurian legend at all?
Is it? It is Arthur.
Yeah, it's King Arthur.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
so I asked these guys. They said they were.
It
is Arthur.
Yeah, it's Gawain. Gawain is Arthur's nephew.
Okay.
In the story,
Okay.
and what happens in the story is Gawain, the Green Knight, shows up to the court of King Arthur and challenges and says, "I'm not going to challenge any of the knights because I'm already better than all of you." Even Lancelot.
Isn't that
scene from New York?
Yeah, that's what he said. I'm not going to challenge you, you fools. And then what happens is Arthur's about to be the one that challenges him, but then Gawain steps in, who's this headstrong nephew of his, and he goes because the Green Knight says you get one hit with an axe on me anywhere in my body. So Gawain beheads him. The Green Knight. Green Knight picks up his head and goes, "In a year and a day, meet me at the Green Castle, and then I will get my strike on you." And so the whole year is him like going all these adventures as he goes on this journey to see the Green Knight at the Green Castle to see his comeuppance and if he's going to survive. So that's what the story's essentially about.
Isn't it essentially what medieval times is about? Like the medieval times story.
I've never been to medieval times.
You've never been to medieval times.
No,
it's a lot of fun.
No, black man. I did not go to medieval times.
That's
I don't understand why would you go to medieval times?
Well, first of all, I was raised around a bunch of really rich ass white people. That's the first part.
All right, George Jefferson.
Moving on up, goddammit. Right. Second of all, it's amazing. Now,
really?
My girlfriend hates it. She hates it.
Really?
But medieval times is my shit.
Do you go to the Renaissance Fair?
I've never been to a Ren Fair. I've been to a Ren Fair.
I've been to one Ren
I've
Fair.
been to 2 Ren Fairs. I'm sorry, when I was really young. But
those people charge serious money for their wares at the Ren Fair.
Oh, it's no joke. It's like real leather though. It's like handcrafted stuff.
I saw a Black Knight like from the Holy Grail.
Oh, really?
The thing. It was
so it's all cosplay.
$280.
It's all cosplay stuff.
Yeah. I've never cosplayed, but I thought it was kind of cool.
Did you like this trailer, RB3?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I'm like Christian Rubicabra.
You want to? You know you're going to see it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to see it. So so I'm just going to.
It looks badass, man.
I think it looks good. You know what it reminded me of? So, and hear me out before you go. Wait, what? remember Beastmaster?
Of course.
Okay.
Mark Singer.
So this is obviously going to be a much better film than Beastmaster.
Yes.
But what I used to love about movies like Beastmaster when we were kids is the fact that they were these fantasy movies that were like rated R, and they would go to these, they would go to these dark places, and you'd see the blood, and you see all this, and it wasn't $200 million to do it. It was low budget type thing. This A24 seems like a very, obviously a lot more effort. Not effort, I shouldn't say that, but it's going to look better. It's going to be like a real kind of crazy film. But I think this goes back to the conversation we've been having on this show for the last 3 months. And then you look at a movie like Terminator, which doesn't have an essence of a story anymore. It's just this inflated shit box because it's got $200 million that they're spending on that last damn scene alone. That you need a small story like this. This movie has got to cost what, $30 million to make? $40 million?
If that, because I was looking because they're bringing back more Universal monsters.
Right.
Frankenstein's wife is coming back, or Bride of Frankenstein. They spent $7 million on Invisible Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that movie's gonna make so much money.
That's what I mean. It's like I'm praying and I'm hoping that we still need big budget movies. There's no doubt about that. But I'm hoping that things start to scale down a little bit because there are so many movies that suffered from that because it's like, oh yeah, take $300 million. Like, what if you forced a movie like Rise of Skywalker to have an $80 million budget? What if you forced a movie, and that's people go, 80's still a lot, as opposed to 300? No, it's not. Right. What if you forced those movies to do it, to see if they could do it, and what kind of content that you can get out of it? I think you get something closer. I mean, look, maybe 100, because look at The Mandalorian. Mandalorian's $120 million for what, basically a 6-hour or 8-hour movie, right? So it's I don't know.
One of the things Lee said is that the reason they made him shoot it in Australia, the Blumhouse did, because Australian dollars, you get more for your money.
Right.
So that's why they made it for $7 million, because here it would have been 20. Yeah. But down there it's 7. So they made him go back to do it. That's a logical thing to explore as well as a studio. Yep. Shoot in Australia, shoot in New Zealand. There's certainly a lot of things down there. It's a thriving film community down there.
That's why I did Mad Max down there.
Yeah.
So all the new ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Salma also wanted to say, I've been following you, Kristian, since the AfterBuzz Schmo days. Just been too shy to actually say anything on the internet because, well, it's the internet. Thanks for all the laughs. Happy Black History Month from across the pond from Scotland. Thank you, Selma. Again, and
Scotland.
Glad that you finally said something, and thank you for watching for so very long. And we hope that we're this new phase has been as exciting as the AfterBuzz days. Andrew DeMolanta.
Yo,
Kristian, your daughter does karate. Keep her at it. As a practitioner of Taekwondo for 25 plus years, it's the best thing I've done with my life. Yeah, I mean that's the thing I want. She's been doing it. She's been doing it now for at least 3 or 4 years. She's a blue belt now, which is awesome.
No, my nieces are both black belts in Taekwondo themselves. They're 16 now, but they got it at like 13. And like there's a photo of them like with like legit weapons and like did a whole demonstration for me. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy. I mean, I take her every weekend. It's good. Hotel Nerd. I used to do what Kristian does until I got my smartwatch. If I go to a movie, I tell people to text me if I'm needed, and if it's an emergency, I leave the theater to make the call to find out what's going on. I'm cool with that. Yeah. People on social media or taping the film need to get shot in the ass.
even smartwatches though, they're brighter than you think.
They are, but he's just getting a notification and taking off in the hallway.
Okay,
I'm all right
so he
with
just
that.
feels it vibrate.
He's not doing the text inside.
Also,
I do that too.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Also, y'all ain't gonna sit here and take what has been a very profitable business for black men doing bootlegs. Just gonna tell me. Wow. Not on this month. All right. Not on this month. That has clearly been sponsored by Hennessy. All right. You're not gonna take that Hennessy away, goddamn.
Did you see Last Black Man in San Francisco? They have a scene in that.
Yes.
The dad is pressing the fake bootlegs while he's judging his son about his life.
Yeah.
It is an awesome scene, man.
Oh, do y'all
and
not
his son
remember?
changes clothes.
Yeah. Right.
Y'all not remember Scary Movie 2 where she's in there bootlegging it? They're like, hey, what do you? Hey, you all candy camera deal.
All right, so
Scary Movie 1, by the way.
eFunk07. Hey, friends. Over the weekend, I was in McDonald's and I saw a kid. I saw a kid begging his mom for a Happy Meal. The mom kept saying no, so I ordered him one. As I gave him the meal, he gave me a hug and whispered in my ear, "Remember to listen to the meaning of podcast."
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an actual real story combined with something, but it's like I would be pissed if somebody did that. It's like you don't know what this little motherfucker's been asking for all day. It's like, don't get her shit. Jake Yacovetta, how about drunk Obama and drunk Gary Busey for their predictions for the Atlanta match? Let's see. I might be drunk.
I don't know. This is my natural demeanor in life, but I will tell you this. I believe that Emily Rose Jacobson will put the meaning of podcast upside of Alex Damon's head inside of their first intergalactic medium geekdom match.
Did you just say David Axelrod's going to play in an intergeekdom match?
David Axelrod will be doing the music at halftime. I believe that the halftime of my inner monologue will tell you that when you hold up a baton to the second part of the certain moon, the left side of Christ will join you inside of a conversation of coffee buns.
Gary, I told you not to put absinthe in my drink. I'm seeing shit right now.
I have been absent from myself for the last 3 years, but today I am here to understand that Dan Murrell will become a champion inside of his own mind when you know that Ben Bateman will boss himself into the bathroom because he'll have too much diarrhea.
I love the boss. The boss is my favorite musician.
I agree with you. And let's go listen to Springsteen on acid.
All right, next one. The Green Flamingo. Oh, back to Gary Busey.
The Green Flamingo says the circumstance of my head is 3.14 pi. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 is how many times I've had my teeth bleached. Yes, I Clorox my teeth myself and swallow the Clorox because I don't want the bleach to get to the ocean and the Joker to kill me.
I mean, this guy could write Gary Busey's monologues all day long. Matt Chapman. I'm a 35-year-old man, and I love the song in Aladdin. It was one of the few parts of that movie I thought really worked, including the placement. I love RB3 and JR4, but I disagree with them on this part of the movie. RB3, you're an imbecile. No, he didn't say that.
JR4.
That's fine if you think that.
No, he didn't say that. Joel Godina. During Godzilla 2, I had a guy that kept pulling out his phone during the boring parts, so I kept tapping his chair and thought he put it away. Then during the final fight, he pulled it out to scroll through Instagram, and it got me so angry. So I kicked his chair so hard, he literally got pushed off his seat and caught himself on the railing. Moral of the story is when you can't control yourself, sit in the very back so only the wall behind you can see the light. Well, I mean, you also don't want to physically abuse people.
I was gonna say that I don't approve with that.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think that you should. It's like one of those things. Like tell the people.
If you're that upset about it, because they even say it at the top of the movie, leave the movie, go tell a manager, and they will give you another ticket to come back. Do not start fighting people.
Yeah,
okay, didn't you almost fight somebody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always fight.
Because I'll tell you something right now. If let's say, for example, that happens to be the one time that I check my phone and like to check the time, and you kick my chair like that, I will fuck you up.
Because the other thing is this.
What you just said? Don't fight in theaters.
No, but this is the difference. Here, he didn't start it. I understand.
So you'd be okay if you jumped out.
But because I'll tell you this: the only time that I've ever checked my phone in the theater, right, was when my wife was pregnant.
And that's
my wife was pregnant with my first child, and I had to go into the theater, and I had it, and I would make sure. And someone had said to me that, and they said, "Can you put your phone away?" And I said, "My wife's pregnant; she can go into labor." And he's like, and the guy goes, "I understand," because you don't know. So if this guy. I'm not saying that's not the case. Could have just been a jackass, but you don't want to kick people because, like, if I was in the middle,
especially because I think the biggest thing to take away from this, and this is not just movie theaters, just in general, understand that if you do something to someone, you cannot determine what the reaction is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So you say a word to somebody, you push somebody, you throw a swing, you have no idea how they're going to react. You think it might just be they walk away. You think they might just swing back. They could go completely apeshit. And
the world's fucked up right now too.
Don't do that.
Joel Godina, so don't kick people, Joel. Colin Martinez, SEN. We have 2 Latinos.
Hey.
Wait, did you see his face? He was like,
That's right. Joel Godina, he did that one. Carson Went. Now you know. Anybody got any ghost stories? I mean, Ellis and Riley usually have the ghost stories. Anybody? I don't really. Not my thing. Anybody else?
No, I'm just not gonna be that
Roses
guy.
Are red.
Oh.
Violets are blue.
Okay.
Vodka costs less than dinner for 2. Happy Valentine's to all where it's the 14th, and don't forget, if you're alone feeling down and want some companionship, subscribe to the Meaning of Podcast YouTube channel.
That's right. Here you go. This is something you guys wanted to talk about. Sir Lord Attenborough said, "Did you guys catch the Astros press conference today?" Woof. How can this not be met with additional penalties to the teams and players? The team should not be eligible for postseason play and lose draft picks next year. No action hurts the game. Absurd. All right, for those people who don't know what happened with the Astros, what happened?
Okay, so it came out probably about a month ago, a couple weeks ago, that the Astros had technology where they were taping signs and sending signals with like clickers and all sorts of shit to the hitters.
That's when what's his face Tuve was running down. He's like, don't take it off me. Right.
Don't rip my jersey up. So people are saying, and it's pretty obvious, it's the reason why the Yankees couldn't get to the World Series and why the Dodgers lost, and then why the Red Sox, because that same manager went over there, beat the Yankees, and then also beat the Dodgers. So it's the Astros hold this press conference today, and the owner was like, "Yeah, no, I don't see how it could do an advantage and how it would affect the game at all. I mean, yeah, we didn't." They're like, "So what are you apologizing for?" It's like, we apologize for breaking the rules, and it's like, well, you do understand that you just said that it didn't affect the game. So it's complete and utter bullshit. And that, like, again, we were joking beforehand. I wish I was that rich, that I'm so untouchable that I could say some bullshit like that and completely get away. And someone actually tweeted the NWO apology and how they were like, "We are so sorry from the bottom of our hearts," and just like passing the script around. And that's exactly what it felt like. It was absolutely ridiculous.
This kind of corruption bleeds from the top, though, man. You see that kind of, and he's essentially providing them cover for it, because they went on this mea culpa tour for the last, because this has been going on for months, this investigation.
Right.
They just announced the stuff a month ago, and the players were all like, "Oh, I hope you can forgive me. We made mistakes." Players that are adults and know that you're not supposed to scene steal since Little League. They knew they're not supposed to do it, but they all actively participated. Now, because all their brands are damaged, they're doing the mea culpa tour. Then this owner comes out and covers them, because MLB did not take away the World Series, and they should have taken away from the Red Sox and the Houston.
Do they smell like sweaty mold?
There you go.
Are they hairy like a beast? If so, then listen to me. Head to Manscaped if you want a clean schlong. Follow First Cut on YouTube, Union Live Podcast, follow Ben Goddard, and follow Squid Gaming.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, so this whole thing is
disgusting.
Yeah, but West Side Nerd said, "Well played yesterday, sir. But I have to ask, since I've never seen a Schmodown live, will you guys be coming down to Oakland? And if so, when can I buy tickets?" Balls and manscaping. We had talked about Oakland. It's not in the card right now, but that's not to say it never will be. It would be.
That RB3. His face.
I see what you're doing. I like it.
Hold on. You ready for it, RB3? Hold on.
I love watching you during these moments.
He's a comedian. The timing is awful. We're in the middle of a fucking sentence. Go start saying something.
Say Oakland.
No. To promote something inside of the actual show.
Okay, cool. So if your balls smell musty, make sure you
no. Something serious about someone who's asking about an event and that type of thing. Please. I want to show you. Let me know what you think.
Hey, y'all, if you're interested, you should watch. Brett
Ben, what are you looking at your computer? What's on the computer right now? What are you looking at your computer? What is that? What are you looking at? And no, don't stop. Keep trying to go.
You should definitely watch the match between Body and Brett.
What is that?
Because it's going to be hilarious if Body shows up.
Oh, this is horrible radio and no one can hear what we're saying? Who cares?
Movie Trivia Schmodown.
Oh my God, it's the best. Watching your face.
If you are in Oakland, come to the free for all in LA.
If you can get to the free for all, you should, because that's gonna be the one.
Oh my God,
I'm just excitable, man.
You're not the only one. You're not. It's not just you. Trust me, Raymond Fritz. You're just the one who did it right now. Raymond Fritz. Hey everyone, on a wrestling podcast, I listen to They Do What They. Hey everyone, on a wrestling podcast, I listen to. They do what they call Reese's Pieces, where they're given two like subjects and I have to choose one. For example, Star Wars or Star Trek, Marvel or DC, Arnie or Sly, Seinfeld or Frasier. Thoughts? I mean, it's similar to I think Schmo's Choice, right?
Yeah. And if you like wrestling podcasts, you should listen to Strong Style, my show on YouTube with me and Aaron Turner, breaking down one classic match every week.
That was not where I thought you were going with that. I definitely thought you were going to check out RB3's first cut.
He gets enough promotion.
Has he?
Hashtag reparations.
All right.
I didn't take him.
I told you.
I'm Latino, bro.
I'm really excitable today. I'm sorry.
Black History Month.
Okay, so let's get Dark Helmet's cousin. Hey, everyone. The show has become a must-watch for me, so thank you. My question is for Rocha. I'm enjoying the casual back-and-forth banter with you and Smets have about having a Star Wars match. Is it wishful thinking or just fun between friends or something that could happen?
Oh, no, we want to make it happen. We're just kind of, I think Smets is wanting to make it happen more than me, so it's making me want to do it now.
Yeah.
So I love it. It's a nice ball-busting thing. And maybe we'll do a play-in match to get into the Star Wars League between me and Smets. That would be a lot of fun. Put some stakes on it. But certainly 6 months down the road, I will be ready for a Star Wars match.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I know so.
All right.
I'm already 3 movies in with like
Notes?
pages
All right.
of notes.
Okay. You think you can take? Wouldn't you think you can
I
take
want
out
Damon's
Damon?
ass so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
But with Star Wars, like, it's not even about watching the movies because there's so much stuff outside that's not mentioned.
That's what I want to know about. In the
So
Star
only-
Wars
so
League,
I know what
is
you're
it
gonna ask.
only movies?
So there's certain things inside because of Star Wars is so many limited movies that you can get questions about certain characters that maybe it's not said.
Okay.
But like I heard
That might
I heard
trouble
Dimolanta talking. He's a little off because he said like there's stuff that you pull from like the just like the visual dictionaries, and that's not necessarily true.
Okay.
But, like, I always
it's-
go back
it's-
to that question. What Jedi does Jango Fett kill on the balcony in Attack of the
Right.
Clones? It's never said in the
It's
movie,
never
but
said,
you
but
gotta look that up.
now but because it did happen in the movie,
Yeah, I
then
get it.
that's why it would count.
So you see it happen in the movie.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
just don't know
Yes.
that that's
Yeah,
the Jedi.
they never say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, so and so Jedi." It's like, no, it's like
Oh,
he
okay.
just kills him.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm in.
Yes. All right. Dark Helmet's cousin who put in, put that one in. Mike Esk. Damn it. I literally bought my lawnmower last week after wanting one for a while. And this week you motherfuckers partner with them and offer a code. Oh, well. I absolutely love mine, and I can't believe I waited so long to get one. What a perfect partnership. Yeah, it really works really well. Once again, guys, go to manscaped.com, put in SEN Live, and get the 20% off. It's worth it. C3 P. Diddy. Okay, dicks, here's a real 5-pointer. How many pieces of Aztec gold were in the chest in the Pirate of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl?
That's the 10-pointer. That's not a
That's a good
5-pointer.
one. Yeah.
I think they say it out loud though.
They do.
That's fine. Still a 10-pointer.
That's disgusting what you're doing with your eye there. Cut it out. Stop it.
It's like 300 something.
Close. 882.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, the Schmo way. In the Schmodown, who was the best showman, the best strategist, and the most trivia knowledge? 3 different people.
Oof.
All right. So the best showman, Rocha, you know you're one of my favorites of all time, and you're the original showman. I got to give it to Guy.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm the
sorry.
greatest showman.
Okay. Guy, to me, gets the best showman. Best strategist, it's got to be Bateman. Most trivia knowledgeable has to be Cushing. Those are my 3.
Really? You got a lot of recency bias in your choices.
For what?
First of all, I'm the greatest showman person because I actually win the damn matches. Second of all,
That's not
and
what they're
titles.
asking. That's not what they asked.
No. Greatest showman means you're performing multiple times in the show and
It's-
doing
that's
showy
not-
things.
That's not what he's saying, showman. They're saying, look, like I said,
I'm a
you're,
great performer.
You're the original.
And
You are the
I win
original.
matches.
You are the
That's what I'm
original
saying.
showman. There's no
Everything
doubt
Guy
about it.
did, I've done
Here's the
and
thing.
won
There
titles.
is no guy to be the greatest showman if you
it's not
don't
you.
do it
That's
first.
right.
Yes,
That's
I don't.
have
And
that
I don't.
grandpa.
disagree.
I also think Dan is the better strategist than Ben.
Really?
Because Dan has been challenged on multiple levels.
See, but here's the
and
reason
figured
why
out strategy.
I think that it was because of the Ben was a 500 player that is now 10-5 because
currently
because of his strategy.
Right, currently.
Yeah, but I think
Dan's been being strategic for years.
that's fair.
That's my
I
count.
see. I think Dan's first 5 were knowledge-based wins and not strategy. He'll tell you the same thing.
Okay.
He didn't start playing strategy until he came back. But he's still a great strategist, no doubt. I just said the best, and I think overall knowledge is Cushing.
But I argue with you on Rachel. I don't argue with you on Rachel.
Yeah. Garth McMurray, since Rocha has worked selling wands, please do a Manscaped ad with Dumbledore buying a wand from Rocha, and he awkwardly asks for something to clean up his junk, and Rocha refers to him as a Manscaped website. It works like magic. Well, that's
a lot of direction.
It's for $1. It's for $1. We're only,
For $1?
no. We're only doing the impressions. Now
Hello,
for
buy one.
$5 and
Thank you.
up.
There's $1.
Ecto guy. For the wrestling fans in the room, I just wanted to get your thoughts on AEW having the first transgender person with the women's title last night on the show. I was glad to see it. I don't think WWE would ever have done this until Vince is long gone. I didn't see it. Did it happen?
Yeah.
I know they talked about. I know that when Cody Rhodes was on.
NCAA can revoke Paterno's record and punish students that had nothing to do with anything. Then MLB should strip Houston of the World
Yes.
Series for cheating and affecting game outcomes.
I agree with you, Hiltzoner.
If this is the NBA, Adam Silver absolutely strips them. But because Rob Manfred is the MLB and they're always in cahoots with each other, they won't do a damn thing.
We see what he's trying to do with like the playoffs and everything. Like Rob Manfred's like he's doing some weird stuff.
They're all corrupt.
There's
in
a
the
reason
MLB.
why they are like RB3 almost the 4th most popular league in this country at this point, man. What the NHL is actually on the uptrend to potentially overtake them as far as that goes. So.
Yeah, it's moving forward.
I think they should strip them. It's stupid.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and the Red Sox too.
Seth Bayless, the RB3 shirt was tie-dye, if that rings any bells. I did one for Kate and just the general SEN one too. Rocha, in regards to your ass-sucking shower story, as my father always says, tongue punch the fart box, but don't inhale. Ben, just kidding, man. Okay. Justin Gold. I
would love to have seen that birds and bees conversation.
I know, right? Justin Golden. I was 22 years old when I lost my right testicle to cancer. Ooh. It's a goddamn disaster down there. It looks like a single grapefruit swinging around in a Walmart sack. Can Manscaped help me? Maybe, man. I don't know.
That visual.
Look, put the camera on yourself.
RB3, Winston's camera.
One ball.
Yeah. Hey guys, loving the show today, Kristian. We did that already. Ben Rayner, Frank Janish. There he is.
Frankie.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
He's here now, right?
Not yet, but he's going to be. Frank's actually makes a great point. Frank Janish. Pretty sure Brad and I could be good heel face commentators. Just saying. I agree with that. Brad, when he played into that whole angle with
the call to action people,
he brought. What people don't realize about that, because he got a lot of heat for it, but he understands wrestling. So not once did I ever get a call like, oh, my God, the fans are saying this about me, because he knew that he was calling the heat on.
Yeah.
And what he did is he brought so much attention to that award that it would not have gotten had he not done that. So I think that if Brad was turned up to 100 as a heel commentator, he absolutely could do it. Yeah.
Brad and Frank, I don't know. Frank, I think, has a ways to go still.
He does.
Brad is great.
But if you look at what Frank, though, you look at Frank, and
I love Frank.
Yeah. No, but when Frank started, and Frank will tell you this.
Yeah.
Frank started he was just a fan that got asked to do a podcast, and he wasn't used to it. Now, I mean, the guy he's 100 times more improved than when he started too. And I told you, it's my must listen to show. And he does all the pre-shows for like the live events, and he does a great job. I don't know if he's ready yet for like the desk because it moves it a certain way. I think he's good for certainly if you did like a segment with him beforehand, talking to he's going to get you stats. He knows the game like better than maybe. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone, but maybe like Ben Bateman who knows the history of the game the same way. Like me and then Frank.
He kind of reminds me of what's his name, Jay Glazer for
Fox.
Absolutely.
See that
stuff.
He go like full Tony Romo, like predicting who's going to get this question right and stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
There's a lot. I mean, Frank is about as hardcore as you get, and his stats are just out of control. So the SchmodownLive.com has all Frankie's stats, so go check that out. Ben Rayner put in a Schmobot. Joe the Giant. Kristian, have you ever watched the All Gas No Brakes YouTube channel? It's a guy in a suit interviewing people at various places like the Area 51 raid or Talladega or Burning Man. I feel it's full of potential for sound bites. No, RB3, let's look into that. It's called the All Gas No Brakes YouTube channel. Maybe there's some cool sound bites over there. Thank you for the insight. Chris Scorpio, shout out to Andrew DeMolanta and his Finstock Exchange video. Woo! Show love and subscribe to Ben Goddard's channel. Will there be a benefit this year to winning Manager of the Year, also known as the Tom Dagnino Award? There's going to be a prize for the overall winning faction.
Roxy just woke up in a cold sweat.
I know. And Dimalanta's song was so good as Nikki sang.
Nikki killed that thing, man. Yeah. So good.
It's really good. It's a spoof off of Ariana Grande song. But have you seen it yet? It's amazing. It's
amazing.
Yeah. Manscaped. Oh, you got it?
There we go.
Listen to this. You know that we're greedy for belts. Greedy for belts.
Here's the problem.
The video's great.
Yeah, it's very well edited. Feel that in your bones, son.
So anyway, you can listen to it on it's on Dimalanta's channel. It's got like 10,000 views already.
I'd lick a woman's ass to that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is I would probably love that song
if it wasn't about the Finstock Exchange.
No.
Oh.
I was introduced to it by this fucker.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. It's true. And you wonder why people think you're white.
Fair enough.
Shots fired!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The assimilation is complete.
Resistance is futile.
I swear it's Bolivian. I swear it.
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Because Kalinowski and Shannon went nuts about it yesterday on Twitter.
Oh, yeah,
about
what
the song.
happened?
They were
Tell me.
so upset about it. Kalinowski tweeted, he goes, oh, yeah. Okay, I responded to your tweet because he was saying it was the greatest video ever. And he was just like, oh, yeah, we saw what happened when people did songs and promos. We saw what happened to their faction. And I was like, and he put a Conor McGregor gif. And I said, calm down. You're not Conor. You're Jose Aldo. You know, a guy with a lot of championship. They got knocked out and then disappeared. And then Shannon chimed in. They went after me for being a 4th round pick. And all this. I was like, the fans are making better jokes than you two are doing. And then she's like, I'm just getting warmed up. I'm like, yeah.
I love that. Yeah. That's well. Look, the thing
I
is,
think they're just trying to grab onto the success of the Finstock Exchange.
also remember this: that there is a chance that we're going to get a 4th match between the Founding Fathers and corruption.
Oh, I can't wait.
There is a chance.
Let's do it.
If corruption beats the family, we're going to see it again.
Let's do it.
Let's go. I wanna see
So
that.
Shannon says, "Oh, shut up, Rocha. We didn't go nuts."
Yeah, you did.
All right, so let's go. So let's Manscaped Manny put in a schmobot and 3rd shift PO. I work on 3rd shift on an assembly line building trucks. I listened to the show on podcast, and last night I was bent over my ass laughing. Ellis said, balls? Thanks for keeping me awake and keeping up the great work, all of you. That balls line was just incredible. Brilliant. Manny being Manscaped. Hey, can you read the Manscaped Manny one about Bonnie in your Rodney Dangerfield voice? No, I can't. No, I can't do that one. Church Scorpio. Canadians keep asking when the Schmodown is coming to Canada, but don't do it. It's a trap. I don't trust those guys. They're like Skrulls. They sound like us. They look like us, and they infiltrated our society without even knowing. I know. And the president is Brendan Meyer. No, I got into with some guy the other day. He's been a fan for a long time, but I want to go to. I've never been to Toronto. I really want to go to Toronto, like badly. And he wrote back this stupid thing where he's just like, "Oh, he clearly just doesn't want to go to Toronto because you could definitely go there if you wanted to. Shows go there all the time." I'm like, motherfucker, do you know how?
Don't make Rocha take me out and drag me across all your faces. We're huge, we swang low and are smooth like eggs, about to choke some hater out with some fresh-smelling low-hanging melons with some melanin. Roach is the good # truth from low-hanging fruits.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that. There you go. But I was like, do you know how expensive flights are to Toronto, international travel?
Not only that, you need everyone to have passports.
19 people. He's like, he brought up some shows. Like, there's 4 people. He goes, top 10 goes to London.
Yeah,
there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them that go to London. I'm like, I got to fly fucking 19 people and put them all up in general.
We're not shooting anything.
But real talk, I actually had a realization yesterday. I watched Taylor Swift's documentary, and
God.
Honestly,
I'm the white one in the room.
Huh?
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm the white one in the room. Go ahead.
Did you see your dancing?
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
What does that got to do with anything?
That has everything to do with it.
Fuck out of here, you fucking accuser.
Thank you. That's exactly how I feel.
I think he was going at you.
I was just, I don't know. It works both ways. It wasn't.
I was going at you, Rocha.
Thank you. See? Swag, drip, drip, baby.
Oh, it's that thing again.
All right, what do you got?
All right.
All I was going to say is, in the same way that people love to just come at people that you don't know, that you bring up all the time, I have been like very vocally about like how Taylor has this platform and she's not using it and blah, 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 blah. And watching the documentary, I was like, Jesus Christ, there were so many things happening that like we just don't see.
Yeah, but you know that documentary is like Vince doing a documentary with WWE. That thing, did they talk about how she writes those lyrics against all her ex-boyfriends? I mean, she loves to play the victim, Taylor, all the time.
I understand that.
So her going like, they told me just to be quiet, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, come on.
No, I mean,
you had
a
way more active approach.
But the other,
I did.
But
I did. It was ridiculous.
Well, but that guy again, we'll bring up he's like he wasn't like a troll. He was a fan. He's been a fan for a long time. But it was just like I don't like when people are accusatory, saying like you just don't want to come to Toronto. Let's call it what it is. I'm like, I would love to go. Give me a fucking sponsor, a huge sponsor that I can go to Toronto and fly everybody there, and it's worth it. And I know, and I put a poll out there. He's like, you can get people out there like thousands of people. You think the Chicago is like thousands of people is not as easy as you think. We need to we did it around like Star Wars Celebration. So I put a poll out and I said, how many people would come if we were in Toronto? And like 400 people said they would go. That's not enough to fly 19 people to fucking Toronto. Yeah.
So Drake, if you're listening, sponsor the Schmodown.
Yes, please. Chris Scorpio, put that one in there. So that one guy,
talking
Mel,
about white dancing.
That one guy, Mel. I got to be honest.
He's memeing himself on purpose.
That one guy, Mel. I got to be honest with you. If a woman doesn't tongue jungle your love sack, it's just not love. No wonder Ellis is single. JP,
Balls?
Yeah, balls. JPB, Kristian, I'm sad to announce that Manscaped.com does not ship to Canada from their website. We Canadians are like grizzly bears down there. Hashtag mow the lawn. That's not good. I don't like that. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Salma, last message, I swear. I think I read somewhere that Bob Iger's book, the live-action remakes were made to fund Disney Plus in a sense. Marvel makes its stuff, Star Wars, animation, and their parks do their thing, but they deviated Disney proper to help Disney Plus. It's business, man. It's like they have all this money and all this stuff that they put together and did these live action things, and now they have another extra $1 billion, $2, $3, $4 to be able to fund this entire network. So it was smart business. Anthony Nugent, Manny being Manscaped, also put in Schmobot, Silly Buffoon. Kristian, what are you going to do about the wheel situation going towards the live events? You said you hated the one used in New York, and the good one is impractical to fly out. And when you use the digital wheel, people riot. Just curious. Everybody has a problem with no matter what wheel, but we are looking actually to build like a smaller portable wheel.
I thought the rainbow wheel did okay.
The problem is that it has too many slices on it, and that stupid spin again thing sucks balls. So
people get mad about this.
Yeah, I didn't like the spin again thing, so I wanted to take it off and add another one. But then the fucking players lost their minds. Well, I studied for 14 categories. I didn't study for 16, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, you wouldn't even know which ones are on there. So I had to change that up.
Just play the match and see if you can win.
But either way,
I have an idea. We get a bunch of shirts from like the dollar store, and we give them to the audience members, and then we just like throw like a water balloon out there, and whatever you hit, that color represents the category.
Yeah, well,
that's I don't know. That seems a lot of work.
Yeah, Anthony Nugent,
like
Manny,
you couldn't aim for someone too.
Yeah, you have to just.
Yeah, you used to throw it. West Side Nerd says, "Hey Rocha, good seeing you, buddy. Latino Power, amigo. What was your top 3 favorite films of 2019?"
Wow,
2019.
2019. Parasite, 1917, and Joker.
See, I have Joker, 1917. I'd say four. I'm going to give you 4. Ford versus Ferrari and Peanut Butter Falcon.
Good choices, man.
Yeah. Anybody else? No.
Jojo Rabbit, 1917, and I'll give Klaus some love.
Klaus is good.
Endgame, Booksmart, Parasite. Not in that order.
Parasite, Uncut Gems, and Us.
Uncut Gems is a great choice, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I'm not doing that one. I'm not going to say your name, but we'll say RSTN says, love you guys. Can't wait for Tampa. What would you guys think about a straight horror movie in Star Wars? I think Jedi stuck in Grievous's castle with him hunting them. Only one survived. Love you guys. Stay sweaty and Manscaped. LOL. I like that idea, but I just don't think Disney would ever do it.
I think it would be an episode of a TV series like they did Rebels. They had that one horror episode.
Or like live action series if they did it.
Yeah.
Joel Godina, let me clarify. I was sitting right behind the guy, and he was liking random pictures. Throughout the movie, he pulled his phone out 3 times to check Facebook and then went to his Instagram. Again, it was during the final fight, so I don't think I should miss the finale of the movie to go to report someone. So I kicked his chair. Assessing anything that happened afterwards.
He was antagonizing me. You don't understand.
If you just like ask someone, one there would be like they'll jump.
He said
like,
ask. Don't get excited. Asked someone.
I want some ass.
If you like, because someone was doing that. I was watching Destroyer, the Nicole Kidman movie, and I just went over and I was like, "Hey, man, you're in the front row. Can you turn your phone off?" And he was like, "Yeah. Sorry."
Right. Sometimes people don't realize what they're doing.
That's part of it. But the other thing is, you don't understand how fun it is sometimes to go full Karen and just go up to a manager and be like, "This motherfucker ruined my experience. Yeah. I will make sure no one ever comes here again. Do you know the people that I know?" They'll make it rain passes on your ass. It's fine. Don't start a fight.
Rocha, can you tell us how you fought somebody already?
No, we don't have time for that story. That's another story. That's on Monday.
Hell no,
That's on Monday. That one guy, Mel. A movie I feel gets nowhere near the love it should is Lucky Number 11. It's an all-star.
It's a good film.
It's an all-star cast. Kingsley, Morgan, Willis, with a great revenge story disguised as a quirky comedy. It's one of my favorite movies, and I've literally never heard anyone bring it up. Rocha, you like it?
I love it. Josh Hartnett, Lucy Liu, really fun. And this is when Hartnett was about like no one was booking him on anything, and it was great, huh?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman's great, and it's a nice twist of a story. It's a great, fun film.
Kansas City Shuffle, baby.
That's right. Yeah. I am Ninja Panda, who simply says balls. Joel Godina, missing. Sorry. Hotel Nerd put in a schmobot. Frank Janish. You saying I got to go to the fan leagues and commentate? I thought it was about who you know in this town. Rocha Manscaped Balls. He actually put in a schmobot. Matt Chapman. Winston, thank you for being the only one to laugh at the JR4 bit in my last message.
Oh, it was great. It was just a nice little undercut jab. I like that.
Work harder.
Work harder.
It sounds like you need to,
Okay,
fourth
Boomer.
rounder.
That's right.
Double.
I can't.
Oh, wait, no, that works.
That's my most hated new thing.
Okay, Boomer.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
It's just overused. Like
Well,
what was
that's
the other
the
one?
problem.
Like cringe and everything too. It's so over fucking.
Oh yeah,
weird.
how everyone hates moist.
What is that?
Damn it.
See,
I don't know what that is.
people say that they hate the word moist. That's it.
Moist?
It's just like a thing.
Is it moist?
All right, listen.
Like liquid
Boom.
moist?
Boom simply says, Christian, you were talking about Nyla Rose before Schmobot interrupted the story.
Nyla Rose? Oh yeah, the transgender.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So Cody had brought that up too, and we talked about that story in general, and it's a big moment. They actually had because she won the championship.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So then she defended it.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
thought it was badass. I thought it was great. And you can do that in the smaller kind of things. Unfortunately, Vince and WWE are never going to do that kind of stuff because they can't risk the backlash, the public backlash to that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, but I'm glad Cody did. I think it's good to have that kind of topical stuff.
Because AEW is still doing pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kicking ass.
Fairs with Anna. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And that it is, I have to say, subscribe to John Rocha YouTube shows
Hey.
with
Thank you
shows
so
like
much.
Mornings with the Outlaw and Strong Style. Saddle up and enjoy. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Jeremiah Morris says, I love all you do and especially excited for the Swaggies Patreon. There you go. Love it. And Fairs Muthana says, go to Patreon and search the Swaggy Bird and hit that follow. Swag. Drip.
Hey, thank
Awesome.
you.
So that was everything from Streamlabs. I want to head on over to Super Chat because there are a couple of Super Chats in there too. Okay. Jordan Kook, he says, hey, what's your thought on Solo 2 Lando talk coming out today? Love the Stone Christian show. Did you get my Edinburgh Fringe FB message? Schlong. I didn't get the Edinburgh Fringe message, but as far as I did hear some that they were talking about potentially doing. There's still more rumors. I feel like these rumors always pop up about that Donald Glover might be coming back as Lando inside of the series. It's like, well, what is it? It's like it's not necessarily like me saying no, but like, what is it? If he pops up into like, I really like the Crimson Dawn rumor that was going around. There's a crime syndicate TV show, and then if he popped up in there, like in that timeline, I'm all for it because I thought he was the best part of the whole movie.
No, I think so too, but I also don't think he has the time, man. I mean, he's still doing Atlanta. Obviously, he's got his other movies and stuff. I don't know if he has the time for that.
Yeah. Haskell 420. Did you watch the video I sent all of you of the dolphin swimming up to the boat with a phone in its mouth to give it back to after it fell in the water? No, I didn't see that.
I think it was a beluga whale. It wasn't a dolphin.
Oh, I didn't see
But
it.
literally, like it just swims. They have like their hand out, and he just swims up. He's got the phone in his mouth, and then goes back into the water.
These things are smart, man. Yeah. I did not see that. Jonathan, I have somebody named Fraud Risk calling me.
Fraud.
Let me see if there's anybody. Let me see.
Hello.
Let me see what this is now. Hello? Hello? Uh-oh.
Oh, you're calling them now.
No, apparently. Look what it says.
Hello, thank you for calling. How may I help you?
Yeah, do you sell bagels?
Oh no, is this Fairy Ham?
Do I have a hairy ham? Hello? Hello?
Fairy. I'm looking for a Fairy.
Oh, yeah.
Fairy Ham.
Oh, hams are 6. 6. 5. Hello?
Yeah, stick it to the ass.
Yeah.
My favorite are like those hour-long videos of the guy just wasting the guy's time. Like, oh yeah, I'm in Target right now. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then like 2 hours later, he's like, I don't care.
Fucking Fraud Risk. All right, let's see. So Jonathan Caro, there's the hashtag 10 movies to know going around Twitter. What are y'all 10 movies to know or that reflect your taste in movies personally? I'll just throw you one. I'm going to give you Eternal Sunshine.
Ah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Neon Demon.
Come back.
Okay.
Godfather Part 2.
There you go.
He got game.
Yeah, game.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Don't be a menace to South Central. Drink your juice in the hood.
So, dude, I don't know if a movie ever made me laugh as hard when he's doing the Cuba Gooding Jr. scene and he fucking starts hitting all the kids. Laugh my ass off. Shit, that was funny. I think I told him that when I interviewed him too. Let's see. The Nerdy Athlete. What's up, guys? Much love from the South GA. Love what you guys do. Trying to go to the live show in Atlanta. I'm a new dad of 3 weeks, so we'll see.
Congrats!
But you all should really think about coming to Jacksonville for the North Florida South GA fans. Listen, man, if you can get to that show on the 29th, that's the one. This is our first show in Atlanta, so we're hoping we sell it out because it's easier for us to then say, okay, look, we want to go back because we sold it out the first time. So if you can get there, and I understand being a dad, it's not the easy, but the other question is, how old are your kids? Because even though this, I'll say it now because this show you can curse. Even though this motherfucker, I've asked him 17 times not to curse, and on backstage or Schmoedown related stuff, I literally started the conversation with. See, you're not the only one that gets this, and I said to him before I left, please, this is for kids. Do not curse. And he's like, all right. So he opens up and says shit or fuck to open up his monologue.
I didn't say F. I didn't say bullshit.
Roxy then dropped the F bomb, and it's like, what do we for that?
I apologize.
For Schmoedown. What are you doing? But I'm letting you know that for like live events and everything too, if that's the matter, it is for children.
It is.
So we are having you can bring your family, you can bring everybody that you want to the Atlanta event, because I'm going to start fining MFs soon if they keep cursing.
The posters those kids made at New York was like the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
Amazing. It was really good.
Yo, we should get shot collars.
Oh, all right.
What's wrong with you?
Where was he? So Max,
put it on your balls.
You try putting that on me.
Max Ashton. Will Makuga join SEN after shooting Eating History? I don't know how long that show goes. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Ben Wellington. Hey everyone, had a question about a commentator for Schmoedown. Could someone audition for the role? Would love to give it a go, especially for Star Wars Inner Geekdom match. Love to Kristian, RB3, Rocha, Winston, and the Bandit. Not yet, because the other thing is too, there's not enough matches right now, and I only like my announcing team so far this year, and I don't look on expanding it yet, is myself, Ellis, Emma Fife, Rachel Cushing, Clark Wolf, and Ken Knapsack. So those are the six. Those are the six that I have right now. And again, there's just not enough matches. That's not to say like exhibition and everything too, but those are the six that I'm really focusing on at the moment. Okay, so then this is Adopted Asian who says, any tips on the proper way to shave your butt? I threw out my back. What am I doing wrong? Demonstrate the motion and proper technique. It's fair. It's fair. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You go to a professional to do that.
Oh, yeah. That's ill-advised.
I'm surprised that you're not just standing here, just like very slowly, just like on the. That seems like a very natural way. I've never shaved my butt, but it seems pretty simple.
Well, no.
You just hug. The same way brothers have been like well, that too. But brothers have been shaving their own head for forever. You can't see, but you can still reach around and just be very.
You think shaving your head's the same as shaving your butt?
I've never shaved it, but I've seen brothers give themselves fades. So how could you not give your ass a fade?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, this is from Haskell 420. Moranis is back, and now Emilio Estevez is back as Gordon Bombay in the new Mighty Ducks. It's an original series coming to Disney Plus. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. I love that. Frankie A. Rocha, explain in detail how you would drag your jewels across my face. I love the show, by the way, and I watch every day at work. Is this like a thing you're doing for the fans on like a special Patreon too?
What level
this is Frankie A. This is somebody else.
Oh, yeah, 150 and above. They get the balls on the face. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Trust me, I get the joy out of it.
Yeah.
Put the money on the table, bitch.
150 means $1.50
That's right.
too.
RB3?
Yeah.
Listen, we did it. Thank you to everybody out there, ladies and gentlemen, to joining us here today on the show. Thank you to John Rocha.
Thank you.
To Ben Goddard, Winston Marshall, RB3, the whole crew. Make sure you get those tickets for Atlanta. It is for children. The SchmoedownLive.com, February 29th and March 21st, the free-for-all. 40 competitors, downtown LA, 1 p.m. PST. Going to be one of our biggest events ever. Get tickets. Never been there? You should come check it out. SchmoedownLive.com. Tomorrow's show, me, Kate, Brett, and other people. And, oh yeah, RB3 and Ben. They'll be here too.
Hey.
See you tomorrow.
Sitting in a room full of fucking idiots.